The Grayson County Cougars have a huge opportunity tonight, taking on North Bullitt. With a win and a loss by more tonight, the Cougars will host only the 6th playoff game in program history here in a couple of weeks. The district runs through Litchfield, and one of the biggest opportunities in program history begins tonight. And a good evening here, and welcome to Grayson County High School for tonight's coverage of Cougar football on K105. Alongside the former Cougar quarterback, Kaylor Decker, I'm Sam Gormley. And Kaylor, I love the saying, great moments are born from great opportunity. Yep. And that's what we have here tonight, because Grayson County with a win pretty much solidifies a home playoff game. And that is always the goal for a Cougar football team.
Yeah, and I don't think it stops there. You want to be the 1 seed. There's no doubt about it. Yeah, a home playoff game's good, but it's a lot better when you're going against a much lower-ranked opponent that first week coming in where you can feel a lot more confident.
This North Bullitt team, though, is no slouch. They're a solid football team. Last year they only won 2 games. They're much better this year. This is the 13th all-time matchup between the two teams. Tied 6-6. 2014 was the last matchup here at Grayson County High School. Grayson won 48-19, and in 2013, Grayson won 34-26 here at Grayson County High School. Of course, last week, Cougars defeated Bullitt Central 34-7 to move to 2-0 in district play for the first time since 2020. Grayson County won back-to-back district road games for the first time since 2019 when they defeated Breckenridge County and Muhlenberg County. With a win and a more loss, Grayson County would clinch a home playoff game for the first time since 2014 and the 6th in program history. Ironically enough, that 2014 home playoff game was against North Bullitt. How the tables have turned and come back here. They all seem to circle here for tonight. North Bullitt, 3-3 record, 1-1 in district play. They lost to Seneca last week, 42-21, but did defeat Bullitt Central 2 weeks ago. North Bullitt has their most wins in a season since 2020 when they lost the regional championship to Bowling Green. And head coach Alex Carbello was hired in June after their head coach departed to head to South Oldham. So this is a brand new head coach with an opportunity. Coming up on our locker room show, we'll introduce you to both teams, talk to the head coach of the Cougars, Brian Jones, and get you ready with the keys to the game. That comes up and more right here on K105.
Hi, I'm Dr. Ashley Gabbard, internal medicine physician with Owensboro Health. I'd like to talk with women 40 and over about having annual mammograms, even if there is no history of breast cancer in your family. Early detection provides women a strong advantage in fighting breast cancer. Ask your primary care provider for a referral and schedule your screening online at owensborohealth.org/mammogram.
Connection builds community. It grows the minds of future citizens and leaders. Connection teaches. It encourages. It builds confidence through relationships, through partnerships, through small daily acts, through high-impact programs at all levels. Connection says together, we can.
The one thing I know about Grayson County Schools, when you get the right people going in the right direction, anything's possible.
We are GC Connected.
Are you looking for the best building materials in Litchfield? Look no further than Future Designs Building Materials. The builder's choice on Quarry Road has everything you need to build your dream home. Jim writes, I'm so glad I came to Future Designs for my new roof. The staff was so helpful and knowledgeable, and they made sure I got the right materials for my needs. Thanks, Jim. Future Designs is more than just a building materials store. Future Designs Building Materials on Quarry Road in Litchfield. FDBM.net.
Building on experience.
For the more than 1 million people living with Parkinson's disease, the Parkinson's Foundation celebrates movement at Moving Day. A movement toward life-saving resources. Movement toward advancing research and care. Movement toward a better life. We care. We fight. We move to beat Parkinson's. Move with us at movingdaywalk.org.
Here we go. Welcome back here to Grayson County High School, where the Grayson County Cougars are about to take on the North Bullitt Eagles here as we are just about a little over 20 minutes away from kickoff. Starting quarterback position for this North Bullitt team is interesting. They've had a different starting quarterback last week, Caden Dorsey. He was 6 of 12 passing for 161 yards and 2 touchdowns against a Seneca team. He rushed 22 times for 39 yards and 2 touchdowns this year for North Bullitt. Garrett Durbin has been their starting quarterback the rest of the season. First 5 games for the Eagles this season, 30 of 67, 502 yards, 6 touchdowns, and 4 interceptions. He's a strong runner, 66 carries for 268 yards and 3 touchdowns. And Kaylor, that's a challenge for Grayson and not knowing who's going to be the starting quarterback.
It is, but I've been at practice. We've practiced for both of those because this is a very option-heavy team, and it doesn't matter who the quarterback is. They're going to stay true to the option scheme, and the option scheme is all about you have to be disciplined on defense, know your responsibility, and playing hero ball against an option team will get you beat. So you have to be able to stay on your guy, know your role, and be able to tackle the right guy.
Cole Graham is the leading rusher, 46 carries for 296 yards and a team-high 4 touchdowns. Jaden Burton, big playback, 29 attempts for 209 yards and a touchdown. Avery Kelly, the lineup is a wide receiver. He has 12 attempts for 128 yards and also caught 14 passes for 266 yards and 4 touchdowns. Evan Ernspiker is kind of their X factor, coming back from an injury, 17 attempts for 46 yards. But I guess, I don't know that Ethan Hall might be the great, Ethan Mudd, where he's more of that style of a runner where he's just going to barrel over you and he's going to make you not want to tackle him by the end of the game. We touched on Avery Kelly as a wide receiver. Jaden Rowan, 5 catches for 144 yards and a touchdown. That's an average of nearly 30 yards a reception.
Pretty good.
Grayson's done a good job at not letting the big play go over top this year with their corners of Carroll and Hanshaw. But they got to make sure that doesn't happen again tonight.
And, I mean, that's a challenge with an option team because that play action off of an option pass is deadly. I mean, he puts the ball in the fullback's stomach. It looks like option all the way, and then you take 2 steps forward, receiver's by you.
Sam Felix has 5 grabs for 105 yards and a touchdown. Micah Hoke and Jaden Reeser have 3 receptions each. Scoring offense, 24 points a game. They've scored at least 21 in the last 3 games. 4 2-point conversions. Garrett Durbin leads the way with 4 conversions. The defense has been up and down. 31.5 points per game. They allow 180.7 per game on the ground. 140 through the air. Cole Graham is their leading tackler with 47. He has 3.5 tackles for a loss and 3 sacks. Ty Dalton has a pair of fumble recoveries, 45 total tackles, and leads the team in solo tackles. They have forced 9 turnovers, 5 interceptions, and 4 fumble recoveries. Garrett Coy will handle the kicking duties. Brian Jones is the head coach of Grayson County. His team is playing their best football of the year. We'll take a break and introduce you to them coming up after this, as this is Cougar Football on K105.
Here's a simple truth about higher education.
If pursuing your purpose, doing what you really care about matters.
If having a rewarding career matters.
If a better financial future for you and your family matters.
Then higher education matters. A brighter future is within your reach. Find out how at kyhigheredmatters.org. Brought to you by this station and the Kentucky Broadcasters Association.
When I found out my son was addicted to opiates, I didn't know where to turn. Now I know there's help, and you can call, whether you're a family member, a sibling, or the person with the addiction. And the number is 1-8338-KY-HELP. Call for the resources. They're going to help you with compassion and care and the knowledge of what's available to get you the help you need.
We had an MRI, and then all of a sudden this doctor comes in and he says to us, we have the potential here for a catastrophic event.
And he looked scared.
He looked terrified. And he's like, we got to operate now. It just all changed. Life changed.
Bryce is one of the 47 children per day who are diagnosed with cancer. Today's treatments aren't enough. To watch the rest of Bryce's story, visit childrenscancer.org/story.
Look around your home, and there's probably something that was made right here in Litchfield. Leggett & Platt is a worldwide corporation making a wide range of products, including sofa sleeper and reclining hardware assemblies here at home. A portion of your Ashley, Lazy Boy, or England furniture might have been made by one of your neighbors. Join the Leggett & Platt team today. We're a one-shift operation with competitive wages. Our motto is, we work hard so you can rest easy. Leggett & Platt is an equal opportunity, affirmative action, veteran and disability employer.
No matter what you're up against, we have your back. We are United.
Welcome back here to Grayson County High School, where the Cougars, 5-1, are about to take on North Bullitt. We touched on it. Grayson County wins this game. They pretty much clinch a playoff spot. It's the only way that it could not happen is theoretically if Grayson wins the game, Moore wins out, Grayson would lose to Seneca next week. Then you'd have a three-way tie in the district, and then we have to do calculus. We have to get our abaci. I'm not really sure. It gets wild, and I don't want to do that much math, Kaylor. I think you don't either. So how about we just win, and then you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, let's just win 2 straight games. No.
And then you're the number 1 seed, and you're facing Iroquois here in a couple of weeks. Colby Chafin's the starting quarterback this season, 41 of 81, 574, 5 touchdowns, and 5 interceptions. The legs have really come on in these past couple of weeks, 56 times for 203 yards and a touchdown. I was glad we got to see Jake Bratcher in the game as well last week to kind of get his first varsity experience. But for Colby, these past couple of weeks, he's been playing better and better. And I'm just waiting for a game where he comes out and has about a 70% completion percentage and just dials in, because that's when this offense goes from good to great.
Because, I mean, there's not been a game yet where he's, I think, had anything over a 60. Because he's had really high passing yards. It's just they've came off of big plays and he's hit those, but not necessarily been consistent the whole game. And when he gets consistency, that's dangerous. But I think he's been playing better the last few weeks because of his legs. That's given him a confidence. Hey, I can make a play with my legs if there's nothing there for my arm and I don't force it.
And it also helps when you have a guy like Caden Hanshaw in the backfield with you. The freshman leading rusher, 116 times he's rushed the ball, 804 yards, team high 11 touchdowns. First in Class 5A in rushing, third in touchdowns. He's caught 5 passes for 49 yards. And then you trot out there Ethan Mudd, 28 rushes for 68 yards and a touchdown. Jaron Van Meter, 17 carries for 94 yards and 5 touchdowns. You know, Jaron just casual last week, 2 rushes, 2 touchdowns of, just casual stuff. Yeah. 100% touchdown percentage. That'll get it done.
And a quarterback.
Yes, exactly. Van Meter has caught 15 passes for 234 yards and 4 touchdowns, but it's been the Grayson Chafin show over these last couple of weeks as well. He has 16 catches for 208 yards and a touchdown, 13 passes in the last 2 weeks. A lot of those have been in the screen game, too. That is really dialed in for Grayson County, and that can be something that will help a quarterback build confidence because they're easy completions.
I wouldn't say easy, but they're easier because, I mean, there's some screen passes that I would rather throw a 10-yard out, and because it just feels easier, you do it more. But screens are something that gets a quarterback's mind going, oh, hey, that's a 20-yard completion when I really only threw 5 yards. And then that gets you thinking, okay, I can keep pushing it and pushing it and pushing it. And then that's trying to draw the defense down at the same time. And that makes it easier for you to take the top off on them.
The offense, 26.8 points per game. They've scored 20-plus in each of their last 5 games. The defense has been what has really been hanging the hat, too. 10 points per game. It's the lowest in Class 5A, 10th in the state. They've allowed single-digit points in 4 straight for the first time since the start to that 2020 season, where that defense went like 36 straight drives without allowing any points. The defense is looking 5 straight for under 10 points for the first time since 2010 tonight, if they can do that. Rush defense, 122.0 yards per game on the ground, 56 through the air. Jaron Van Meter and Kenton Cornwell, they might be small, but they are mighty on the outside of their linebackers. 17 total turnovers, 11 fumble recoveries, and 6 interceptions. Lane Beasley has been really solid as the kicker as well. Brian Jones is the head coach for Grayson County. We'll take a break, talk to him after this, as it is Junior Pro Night. They're getting ready to run the field. So what we'll do is, if you're watching on K105 Digital Productions, we'll just mute our coverage, and you'll be able to watch the Junior Pro team as they run across the field, as this is K105.
Hi, I'm Dr. Ashley Gabbard. Hi, I'm Dr. Ashley Gabbard, internal medicine physician with Owensboro Health. I'd like to talk with women 40 and over about having annual mammograms, even if there is no history of breast cancer in your family. Early detection provides women a strong advantage in fighting breast cancer. Ask your primary care provider for a referral and schedule your screening online at owensborohealth.org/mammogram.
Here's a simple truth about higher education.
If pursuing your purpose, doing what you really care about matters.
If having a rewarding career matters.
If a better financial future for you and your family matters.
Then higher education matters. A brighter future is within your reach. Find out how at kyhigheredmatters.org. Brought to you by this station and the Kentucky Broadcasters Association.
Welcome back to the Locker Room Show here on K105. Sam Gormley now joined by the head coach of the Grayson County Cougars, head coach Brian Jones. Coach, you said after the game on last Friday against Bullitt Central that you were a little disappointed with some of the things that happened. When you went back and watched film, though, what did you like?
Well, I think we did a lot of things that we like to be able to hang our hat on. I think we were physical. I think we controlled the line of scrimmage. We were able to run the ball well. I think that's 6 straight games that Hanshaw's had 100 yards rushing. Grayson Chafin's, half a dozen catches again. And even though there were some untimely, I think, misses by Colby, there were some really gutsy runs in key situation. There were some big throws in some key situations. And so, overall, it probably typically is not as bad as you think when you first get out. And sometimes it's not as good as you think, too. So usually falls somewhere in between. But overall, pleased. I just like to see us with less penalties. And, in the big scheme of things, 8 penalties for a lot of teams probably isn't a lot. That's just not the standard we set for ourselves.
Size-wise, you might have the smallest outside linebacker duo in the entire state. But I don't think you would trade your linebacker duo for anybody in the entire state. What is it about Kenton and Jaron that make them be able to make the size not become a factor?
Well, number one, I think both of them are pretty physical kids. They've been small their whole lives. I think so. It's nothing new to them to be undersized, and I think they've learned how to play various sports at their stature. I mean, they tackle low, and they initiate the blow a lot of times on the football field. To compensate for, their lack of height and weight. So it's not a hindrance to them whatsoever. And, I think they are part of that mantra of, be the hammer. That's them. And so they play with everything they got. You know exactly what you're going to get from them week in, week out. And I think that's why they're probably number 1 and number 2 and as far as tackles for us this season.
You mentioned after the game on Friday that you weren't sure how your team would respond to being the top dog in the district right now. How do you want them to respond?
Well, I think, we got to just keep moving forward and get better every week. Our opponents don't get any easier. North beat Central a couple weeks back. Seneca's beat North. So our last 2 opponents are going to be tough opponents in this district. And if we want, like we talked about a few weeks ago, the district championship to run through Litchfield, we're going to have to show up and control the time of possession, win the turnover battle, all those things we talking about week in, week out, that we like to hang our hat on as Cougar football in order for us to have an opportunity to come out on top.
Without even mentioning the opponent tonight, a win tonight pretty much solidifies a home playoff game. You can get some weird stuff that can happen that can potentially not, but a win makes that set into motion. What would that mean to your program?
Well, I think it'd be huge. I think it's been probably about a decade since that's happened. I think maybe 2014 may have played at home.
Ironically enough, against North Bullitt.
Yes, I did know that as well. That was, when they were in the J-Town, Iroquois district, and North Bullitt was the crossover, and now it's kind of backwards from that now. But, I think it would just be reassuring to some of the things that we're trying to do, are working. The last 2 seasons we've been 4-7, 4-7, and I felt like we've been really close in some games to maybe being 7-4. And so, to jump out here and get ourselves in position to all but lock in a home playoff game and top 1 or 2 in the district, which sets up for a really nice playoff opportunity where you're the higher seed, I think would just be reassuring to the coaching staff and the players and everything that some of the things that we've implemented over the last 4 years are good things, and it's working, and we're headed in the right direction.
North Bullitt's defense has struggled at times this season. How do you exploit that as an offense?
Well, I have seen their scores and things like that, but if you flip on the film, I wouldn't say they struggled. They've got some athletic secondary kids. They've got some very aggressive linebackers, and then I think they're extremely big up front and play physical. So, I wouldn't look to exploit it. I'd like to do what we do, and that's control the line of scrimmage, establish the run game, and then pass as we need to keep the run game balanced and things like that. But, by no means do I think this is a slouch of a defense. I think they're going to come here and look at this as a must-win game situation, and we're going to have to be buckled up and ready to go.
They have played 2 different quarterbacks over the last 2 weeks. Their starter for the first couple of games of the season didn't play last week. As a defense, how challenging is that, not knowing which guy will pop out?
Well, I think what they do with their original guy is more difficult to defend. The option game, a lot of triple option. So you got to play more assignment football with that kind of stuff, and so that's what we spend a majority of our time preparing for. He's a much more athletic quarterback. And so I felt like, or Coach Embry felt like we needed to be more prepared for that situation as if he was going to play. And so we spent most of our time invested in the triple option and that athletic quarterback that could hurt you with his legs most of this week.
Grayson County, as I mentioned, hasn't had a home playoff game since 2014. They've only had 5 in their history. Tonight, you inch closer to that. How do you do it?
Like we said earlier, control the line of scrimmage, be able to run the ball, control the time of possession. I think every game we've won this year, probably every game altogether, we've had the ball more than our opponent. We've got to do that. We've got to finish drives, put points on the board, not turn it over, and, play Cougar football.
Coach, good luck. More here comes up in the locker room show after this.
We had an MRI, and then all of a sudden this doctor comes in and he says to us, we have the potential here for a catastrophic event.
And he looked scared.
He looked terrified. And he's like, we got to operate now. It just all changed. Life changed.
Bryce is one of the 47 children per day who are diagnosed with cancer. Today's treatments aren't enough. To watch the rest of Bryce's story, visit childrenscancer.org/story.
The doctor said I had a 29% chance to find a blood stem cell donor. But I knew you were out there. And when we matched, it was the best day ever. Dear donor, your blood stem cells saved me from leukemia. Thank you forever and ever and ever.
Experience the true joy of saving a life at BeTheMatch.org.
Welcome back here to Grayson County High School, where the Grayson County Cougars are about to take on the Bullitt Central Eagles here in what should be a great matchup between these two teams. Kaylor, the junior pro teams are lined up. I don't know if the Cougars are in there yet, getting ready to come out of the tunnel. But what are your keys to the game here? I might cut you off if I see them coming through, but they're actually loading up. So what we'll do is we'll just see them as they come tearing out of this blow-up
inflatable thingy.
There it comes. And here they come on K105 Digital Productions. You get the front seat to them as they burst through the paper. Kaylor, your keys to the game.
So it's been like the same every week. Start fast. And against these guys, play responsibility football. Don't try to be a hero on defense because you'll get burnt that way. And finally, you got to be able to tackle low on these guys. 44 and 48 are some big cats, and if you go up high on them, they're going to run you over.
Grayson County North Bullitt is next on K105.
For the more than 1 million people living with Parkinson's disease, the Parkinson's Foundation celebrates movement at Moving Day. A movement toward life-saving resources. Movement toward advancing research and care. Movement toward a better life. We care. We fight. We move to beat Parkinson's. Move with us at movingdaywalk.org.
I'm not here to fire you up. If you're not already fired up, you shouldn't be in this room. If this victory isn't worth all you have to give, then leave. But now, right now is your chance to be a part of a victory the world will remember forever. Victory over cancer. This victory isn't just happening. It isn't inevitable.
What does hope mean?
Now is our time. Your
It's time for football here in Litchfield between the Grayson County Cougars and the Eagles of North Bullitt. We're starting early. It's an onside kick right off the bat, and it rolls out of bounds. North Bullitt tries to pull a fast one. Jimmy Lear watches it bounce as it goes out, and Grayson County's going to get great field position to start here on their opening drive of the game. Colby Chaffins, the starting quarterback, 41 of 81 for 574 yards, 5 touchdowns, and 5 interceptions. We welcome in our radio broadcast as they do, Kaylor, what I absolutely despise, and they start 2.5 minutes early. We're our radio coverage, and we start at a specific time, and I base my entire show off the time. Grayson's going to get phenomenal field position on positive side of the field at the 49-yard line as North Bullitt tried an onside kick, and it went out of bounds.
We got the Wildcat.
I was going to say, this is a very interesting formation for Grayson as it's Jaron Van Meter, direct snap. He tries to curl around the right side, breaks away from one man. He's got the edge across the 45 to the 40, inside as he carries tacklers down to about the 33-yard line. It's really the first time we've seen the Wildcat all season long, except for last week when Colby's helmet fell in, and then he was a little slow to get up after one play. It's a 14-yard pickup and a first down, Grayson County, to start off this game. It's the 13th all-time matchup between Grayson County and North Bullitt. 6-6. It is tied all-time. Grayson County won the last two, last one coming in 2014. Chaffins in the gun, first down and 10 for Grayson. Handoff, Hanshaw right side, does a little stutter step to the right, tries to break out of a tackle, goes across that right side and carries up and down to about the 31-yard line, 4-yard pickup. Nice run for the freshman Caden Hanshaw, who's inching closer to becoming the first 1,000-yard rusher in Cougar football history.
You mean first 1,000-yard freshman?
Is that what I said?
Yeah, you said first 1,000-yard rusher.
Freshman, 1,000-yard rusher.
I was about to say, I think I played on a team with one.
Caden Woodcock, yes. Second down and 7 for Grayson. It'll be placed on the 32-yard line of North Bullitt as you wanted a fast start, and it helps when an onside kick fails to get a fast start. Hanshaw will pop out. We're going to go 5 wide. Now Hanshaw's going to pop off to the right side. 2 wide to the right. 3 down here to the near side. Placed in the far hash. Chaffins to pass. Loops it up the far sideline. Diving catch made. Pulling it in is Caden Hanshaw. Incomplete. They're going to say the ball hit the ground, as he had to curl back around to grab it, and the officials said that the ball hit the ground and it is incomplete. 3rd down and 7 coming up.
It's a good he had Jaron wide open. That's still not a bad read, but if he's going to throw that ball to Caden, he's going to make sure it stays on the outside shoulder.
3rd down and 7 coming up for Grayson County. 4-down territory for the Cougars. Placed on the 32-yard line. They need to get it down to the 25. Sam Gormley and Kaylor Decker with you here on the call from what is a gorgeous night for football here at Grayson County High School. First home game in a couple of weeks.
Cover 0. It's man.
And they're going to spread it out wide again with 5 wide. North Bullitt showing blitz. Free blitzer coming, throwing, caught by Van Meter down at the 15-yard line. Great job by Chaffins. Throw it where the blitzer comes from. Van Meter went up the seam, pulls it in for a 17-yard pickup.
That's what we call a hot read.
I mean, you couldn't have coached it any better.
You'd like to see that ball put on the inside so it can keep running, but that's hard whenever you have to throw off your back foot with pressure in your face.
And the pressure was coming quick.
Yeah.
And that's why the zero blitz can be extremely effective.
Because, I mean, you can have guys open, but the quarterback just struggles to hit them at times.
First down and 10 from the 15-yard line. Chaffins under center. Kinney shifts from the right side to the left side of the line. It's a pitch down to the near side to Hanshaw. He goes across the 15, dives down to about the 13-yard line, about a 2-yard pickup. The starting lineup for the Grayson County offense. You got that offensive line that luckily has had some continuity over these past couple of weeks. You have Drake, Green, Phillips, Woosley, and Hubery in there. Kinney is a tight end, Hanshaw as a deep back, and your receiver trio of Carroll, Van Meter, Chaffins, and then also Colby Chaffins in there at quarterback as well. I formation, North Bullitt jumps offside, and I like Weston Green falls down. And
what's your coach to do?
He sold it. He wasn't going to need to sell it, but he did.
Caught the soccer rule, baby.
That'll be 5 free yards for Grayson. And it should move the ball down to the 8-yard line, and it'll bring up second down and short.
I don't know why the guy with the chains is not moving. There we go.
There he goes.
I was about to say, it's not 2nd and 8 anymore.
Second down in about 2.5 for Grayson County. Same formation. Hanshaw up the middle inside the 5, lowers his shoulder into the end zone. Touchdown, Cougars.
He's not been known to be our thunderback, but he just proved it on that play.
He just runs right over his man with 9:28 to go here in this first quarter of play. The Cougs strike first.
That's a grown man run.
The extra point is coming here for Lane Beasley. He is 9 of 16 this season. Not a good snap, and it is a doink off the left crossbar, and it is no good. Grayson County leads 6-0, 9:28 to go in the first quarter. This is Cougar football on K105.
Some days are just better than others.
I think you should go talk to someone.
It's not that easy.
Have you been thinking about suicide? You can talk to me, Dad.
It's been a tough couple of months.
Welcome back here to Grayson County High School at 9:28 to play here in this first quarter. It is 6-0. Grayson County goes 6 plays, 49 yards for a touchdown. You wanted a fast start, Kaylor, and they delivered.
Yeah, well, it's really been the first time we've got that in a while.
Butler County, I think was the last one, because really more in there. Grayson County tries an onside kick of themselves, and North Bullitt is not fooled either. It's recovered by Gabriel Farrell, the senior. And the Eagles of North Bullitt will come out to start their drive on offense. We'll see who the starting quarterback will be. And it's going to be the guy who started last week, Caden Dorsey. He was 6 of 12 passing for 161 yards and 2 touchdowns. And, Kaylor, you don't always see number 48 coming in at quarterback.
Well, I mean, we practiced for them. We practiced for both of them, so, I mean, this shouldn't be a shock to either of them.
Ball placed on the North Bullitt 46-yard line. Shifting in motion. It's a handoff left side. Spike. Actually, it's an option pitch far side.
Ball.
Grayson County falls down. The ball comes out, and the Cougars have it. Just dropping the football on the far side was Avery Kelly, and Grayson comes down with the football.
And that's the perfect way to play the option. Mistakes happen whenever you pressure an option team.
I believe Van Meter is going to get coverage or credit with the forced fumble. I didn't see who came down with it. Did you?
No, I think Hanshaw actually hit him.
Hanshaw got it, and Van Meter got the football, I guess.
Yeah.
Regardless, one play and a fumble.
Because the option team is used to putting the pressure on you and making you decide, well, in that case, whenever everybody plays their responsibility, it has to be almost picture perfectly executed to work, and then it was not.
9 minutes, 20 seconds to play in the first quarter. Grayson County leads 6-0. They'll have it first down and 10 on the North Bullitt 46-yard line. Back to the Wildcat. Van Meter run left side, has a blocker in front of him, and he's going to gain 1 yard as he gets down to about the 45. Ball did come out at the end, but he was down. 1 yard pickup for Jaron Van Meter. This Grayson County team with a win today would clinch a playoff spot. They are in the playoffs. They would clinch a home playoff game with a win and a more loss. And that would be huge.
Yeah. I don't like depending on other people, though. I like to do it myself.
But even then,
that would be huge anyways.
A win and a more win makes things wild as well. Handoff Hanshaw left side. He's dropped for a half a yard loss on the play. And that'll bring up third down and 10 for Grayson. And this drive not going how the first one went.
Something looked off on that play because he just came free.
That is a horrible spot. Back to the 47. They're going to say you lost 2 when... Wow, that's a tough spot.
Well, let's just pick it up so it doesn't matter.
Third down and 11 will be the call here for Grayson County. 8:15.
You got cover 0 again. That safety's not up top.
And immediately they go wide. 3 to the right side, 2 down here to the near side.
That's kind of been their counter for this.
Hanshaw now is going to rejoin in the backfield. To pass is Chaffins. Throwing near side, incomplete. No one was there.
He had to get rid of it.
And he was hit hard, and Grayson County will probably be forced to punt. Well?
They rolled their coverage that time, and Colby's not seen that a lot.
And here comes Lane Beasley on to punt.
He had to take a little extra time to kind of see what was processing, and see what happens. He get hit. But hopefully he kind of saw that, knows that they're going to do that to certain formations, and he can kind of get the ball out quicker now.
Avery Kelly back deep to return the punt from Lane Beasley. Beasley gets it away. Not a great punt as it goes off to the right side. Doesn't really take a bounce for either team. Grayson County is going to drop it at about the 32-yard line. About a 15-yard punt for Lane Beasley. And the offense comes back out onto the field for North Bullitt. They ran one play on their last drive, and it was a fumble. On the pitch to the far side, Avery Kelly couldn't quite pull it in. Officially, the ball placed on the 33-yard line. And you better believe that when you have a fumble for an option team, that does stick in your mind.
Oh, yeah, especially for the quarterback and the pitch guy. I mean, that relationship's a little hindered after that.
Dorsey to pass. He was 6 of 12 last week. Rolls out to the near side of the field. The right-handed player is now looking to run. He's to the 35 and dives out of bounds. At about the 37-yard line, Mason Carroll came in to make the tackle.
This has been a theme. We are not very good at containing. And, I mean, it's not like he's a freak athlete either.
He kind of reminds me, he's a big kid out there. And it's tough to bring guys down like that, especially when he can beat you with his arm. Last week, he passed for, 161 yards. Spiker is to the left. He's the bruising back. Actually, he's going to end up going out wide. Dorsey's going to be all alone. Now, Spiker, you've got 3 bunch blockers almost in the tight end position. It's going to be a direct run left side for Dorsey. He carries it up to the 40-yard line, pickup of about 2.5 yards.
For how heavy that formation was, that's a great job.
Yeah, because it was a weird, 3 tight ends of sorts. To the 40-yard line officially on the play. 3 yards, third down and about 3 for the Eagles of North Bullitt. 3-3 on the season. Alex Carbello, the head coach. First season, he was hired back over the summer after their previous head coach left to go to South Oldham as their head coach. And ironically enough, later this season, North Bullitt will play South Oldham.
Ooh.
And you better believe that the Eagles probably be fired up for that game.
Option again.
Rolling to the near side is Dorsey. He's to the 40, breaks a tackle across the 45, up near midfield. That's going to be enough to move the chains for a first down, North Bullitt. 9 yards on the run. Way too easy.
Jaron was there. You just got to tackle him. This is probably going to be one of the hardest guys you have to tackle. He got low, and even then, if you don't fully wrap him up, those calves of his are just going to bounce off.
Couple of substitutions. Sam Felix comes in place of the tight end, Gabriel Farrell. 3 wide receivers to the left side. Again, they go with this similar formation with those 2 extra blockers off to the left side. They're almost wing backs. Not really, but kind of. To pass, throwing near side, complete to Felix. Breaks a tackle at the 45, comes up the near sideline, and goes to about the 40. Mason Carroll just missed the tackle on that play, and it gets down across the 40, down to about the 38. Way too easy on this drive for North Bullitt already.
Tried to reach and grab instead of putting your shoulder into him and wrapping up.
If anything, too, that sideline's the defender that's undefeated.
Yes, you have to get inside. Get inside of him and make him go outside of you.
That defender will not move.
No. He won't miss a tackle either.
No, he will not. And he can come in handy a lot. Sweet play left. Nope, kept by Dorsey up the middle. Runs into his own blocker, but just bounces right off of him and carries it down to the 34. 4-yard pickup. And this North Bullitt drive is looking really good if you're wearing green today. North Bullitt working from left to right on your radio dial, wearing all white jerseys, green numerals. Their helmets, on one side, it is a script North. Then on the other side, they have a bird logo. That actually, I do give them credit, is a pretty good-looking logo.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
2nd and 6. Pistol formation. Shifting in motion is one of the wingbacks. Run up the middle, and Weston Green wraps up. First time we've really seen Ernspiker was the new runner that time, and he got wrapped up immediately. Weston Green made the first contact. And it's going to be 1 yard on the run. 3rd down and long now comes up.
And that's huge, because if you can force them into 3rd and longs, option teams don't like that, especially with a backup quarterback in.
Jaden Reiser will come in now as an extra receiver in place of the tight end. 3rd down and about 6.
Got to be wary of his legs again.
And they're also probably thinking 4-down territory here. And they're running the ball real well. Pistol formation for Dorsey. Ernspiker behind him. Rolls out to the far side. It's a little pitch to Ernspiker. Braden Mudd comes in and makes the tackle and drops him for a loss of a pair. Mudd and Ethan Mudd was in there as well. You had both Braden Mudd and Ethan Mudd. Weren't fooled at all in the little pitch play, and it's a loss of 2 yards, and this is now 4th down and about 7.
That might make you rethink. I don't think they're going to rethink it, but...
You're in no man's land.
Yeah.
Because, you're looking at a 52-yard field goal. Haven't attempted a field goal all year. You're 0-2 last year.
Unless this is Marshall County's kicker.
Yes.
But watch his legs be...
He's all alone is Dorsey. Blocker shifts Ernspiker. Spins around to the near side. Keeps his eyes up as Dorsey hit as he throws, and it is complete to Felix. Past the first down marker inside the 20-yard line. Down to about the 18. That's a pickup of 17 yards and a first down for North Bullitt.
I just don't know how that gets open. The flat has no threat vertical, so he should be sitting there with him.
Felix, 6'1", used his size to go up and get it, and I wouldn't even be surprised if he's a little taller than that.
No, he looks taller.
Which might be the second straight week that we've had players that were listed, and they were taller than they're listed on the roster.
Yeah.
Which doesn't usually happen. 4 to the left side, 1 here to the near side. We're going to have a timeout taken on that far side of the field by Alex Carbello. 2:52 left here in this first quarter of play. Grayson County on top, 6-0. As a reminder, no game next week. Grayson County is having fall break. 2 weeks from tonight, they'll be back at home for senior night against Seneca. That'll still remain a 6:30 Central Time start before the Cougars hit the road for the final 2 regular season games. They will travel to Breckenridge County, and then also they will hit the road to Hancock County to close the regular season. And then Grayson County will also play a playoff game. Now the question just is
it home or away?
Is it home away? And
who is it?
You're either playing Iroquois, Butler, Fairdale, or Atherton. I can tell you that. It'll be one of those 4. And if you're Grayson, you're hoping that you're playing the 4 seed. Couple of scores to bring you. John Hardin on top 7-0 against Thomas Nelson. Louisville Central leads E-Town 6-0 early in the first quarter of that one. Cal leads LaRue County 6-0 early in that contest as well. Graves County is playing Apollo tonight. We'll try to bring you some updates of that one. And that appears most of the scores that I have early on here in action. First down and 10 for North Bullitt. Ball placed in the 18-yard line. Curling around, Ernspiker on the run, right side, runs behind one of his blockers, gets around and just lowers his shoulder. Mud in there on the tackle, but it's down to about the 12-yard line, about a 6-yard pickup.
And that's the backs we struggle against. We just don't tackle big guys well.
You think Marshall County, the one loss on this season for Grayson County, and Marshall County's running back, his name escapes me now, but he was that big, thick bruiser. Last year, Butler County, Dunnels, the running back. Same way. 2:18 and counting here in this first quarter of play. North Bullitt has the ball. Dorsey under center. Ernspiker on the give, right side, across the 10, across the 5, and just carrying blockers with him as he gets down to the 5-yard line. That's an 8-yard pickup and another first down for North Bullitt.
And, I don't know what happened. Our defensive tackle ran right by the fullback.
Immediately, there's a change, too. Will Vincent comes into the game in place of Weston Green, who's hearing it from one of the coaches on the sideline right now. Pistol formation. Dorsey has Ernspiker lined up behind him. A wide receiver to the left side. First down and goal from the 5. High snap, Ernspiker. Run, right side. Raymond has him wrapped up, but he carries forward down to about the 3-yard line.
You got to hit lower. We can't come up and wrap around his waist and expect him to stop. His legs have got to be stopped in order for you to tackle him. This isn't your typical Moore schools with their smaller backs.
.110 to play here in this first quarter. It is 6-0. Grayson County leads. But North Bullitt is knocking on the door. Misdirection run, near side, touchdown. North Bullitt, Avery Kelly goes into the end zone from 3 yards out. And North Bullitt has tied the game up here at 6 with 1 minute left in the first quarter. That drive was as bad of a drive for this Grayson County defense as we've seen since Marshall County.
Yeah, and it's the same type of team that you're going against.
But then again, there was not a great first drive offensively. Bullitt Central was able to move the ball really easily on one drive, and then some adjustments were made. On to attempt the extra point is Garrett Coy for North Bullitt. He's 10 of 15 this year, and it is blocked. So we will remain tied at 6 with 1 minute left in the first quarter of play. As it is 6-6 here, and I'm sure Kevin Embry is none too thrilled on that sideline, Kaler.
No. You had guys in perfect position, and they missed tackles. Man, that can't happen. As a coach, you can game plan it perfectly to get your guys in the perfect position. But if they aren't going to tackle, there's not much you can do as a coach.
And it wasn't like North Bullitt, and credit goes to North Bullitt, but I'm just saying it's not like they were doing misdirection. It was literally just, we're going to run the ball right at you, and you're not going to stop it. Which Grayson County has done to teams at times this year.
Mm-hmm.
And it's deflating as a defense.
It is. You can't wrap at their waist and expect guys like that to go down. You have to stick your shoulder in their thigh pad, and I can guarantee you it hurts. I've been hit there. Now, it wasn't a running back that was going to run over you, but even then, it hurts. Runners don't like to run against that anymore.
And see, what hurts even more about this is Grayson County got the ball back after the fumble.
Yes.
And couldn't.
Nope.
Because that could have been, not necessarily a knockout punch, but it could have been an early.
Momentum was huge.
Exactly. And if you go down there, and even if it would have been a sustained drive and not a 3-and-out, it would have been huge for this team. Instead, they went 3 and out and got the ball right back to North Bullitt, who's going to kick it away. It's a little pooch kick to the far side, caught by one of the upbacks. The far side, it's Ethan Mudd. He has it at the 40, comes here to the near side, to the 45, to the 50. Space to work as he crosses the 40, to the 35, 30, 25, and he's slung down at the 23-yard line. They try the pooch kick, and Ethan Mudd says, I'll take it myself.
Very late flag.
A very late penalty flag does come back, and it's got to imagine that this one's coming back.
It's all the way up there, though, so, I mean, it's going to get decent yards if it's on us. It'll be a spot foul.
As they're going to throw it at the 45 of North Bullitt. We're going to have to talk this over to see what the penalty flag is.
But it came late.
I didn't see it.
It was
that
all
doesn't
the way
mean that it
from
didn't
the
happen.
back judge, so I don't know if there's a block in the back up there. Or at that point, though, the play's past you. There was no blockers up here. Why are you touching him?
And it might have been Brayton Mudd is all the way down by himself on the near side, as far away from Brian Jones as he can get. So I would imagine that it's probably on him. Holding called against Grayson County.
Yeah, that's not smart at all.
And I don't know that it was on Brayton Mudd.
No, it was on Jimmy Lear.
Jimmy Lear? So you saw it?
No, but I saw it's not Brayton that was walking.
Oh, was it not? I thought it was 11.
No, it was Brayton. Never mind. It was.
Okay.
But still, you get the ball at the 45. Yes, that's the deflator, but you still don't have bad field position.
And if anything, you just got some of the momentum back with that run.
Because that hold did nothing for the play, which makes it a worse penalty, but it should make you still feel good. Hey, we still got a 50-yard return.
By an upback. Now, Ethan Mudd's not your traditional upback, but...
No, but he's a very good athlete, but he's not going to run away from people.
And you better believe they're not going to kick it to him again.
No.
First down and 10 for Grayson, placing their own 45-yard line.
Got Maine again.
2 wide receivers, the right side to the near side. It was a direct snap to Hanshaw, who gives the handoff to Chaffins coming here to the near side. And Chaffins picks up about 2. It's the first time we've seen that this year.
It was counter gap. Colby had it the whole time.
Was it?
Yeah.
I thought it went to Hanshaw the entire time.
No,
okay.
Colby had it.
Okay. I might need to get my eyes checked.
Well, it did look like that, but since I've ran that play so many times, it's designed to look like that.
So it just did what it was supposed to?
Yes.
At least it fooled me, which is not that hard. 2nd and 8, about 20 seconds left in the first quarter. Grayson does not have to snap it if they don't want to. Hanshaw will rejoin Chaffins in the backfield, trips to the right side, 1 year to the near side, 2nd and 8. Chaffins, 3-step drop, steps up in the pocket, floats it up the far sideline, looking for Van Meter, caught in stride. 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown, Grayson County.
That might have been the best ball.
53-yard touchdown pass.
That was the best ball I've seen Colby throw all year. That is about a 25-yard corner route he just put on a frozen rope. And he didn't freak out on the pocket either. He stood poised, took a step up. I mean, that was the best ball that's the best play I've seen him make when it comes all together.
And see, his 2 best throws of the season, his other one prior to might have been the pass to Jaron against Moore, which was 1 yard longer. It was 54. The one against Moore, this one, only 53.
Only.
They're slacking a little bit. Grayson, though, the important thing is leads 12-6. Going for 2, offset I formation. Hanshaw has converted every 2-point conversion that Grayson County has this season. They're going to give him a chance to do it again. Pitch near side. He goes in absolutely untouched. He could have done backflips in. And that's the end of the first quarter. Grayson County leads 14-6. This is Cougar football on K105.
Are you ready to help your family get prepared for the unexpected? Here we go! Ladybug and Cat Noir know how important it is to be ready. Because you never know when Hawkmoth is going to strike or a disaster will hit. And you don't need miraculous powers. Just put those planning skills you already have to good use. Make a plan that will help you and your family be ready when emergencies happen. Ready Kids can help. Get started at ready.gov/kids.
Grayson County has a 53-yard touchdown pass from Colby Chaffins to Jaron Van Meter. And, Kaylor, I think you're about ready to run through a brick wall up here after that pass.
Oh, yeah, I love good quarterback play. And we've been preaching to Colby all year, be confident, and that was the most confident-looking throw I've seen.
And great play design, too, on it.
Yeah, I'm not going to say what we call it, but we got it from a certain team. No, we didn't get it from a certain team. We ran it against a certain team, and that's where it's got its name. That's a good kick.
Pooch kick. It's into the middle of nowhere and diving after one player for North Bullitt, Hunter Puckett. He was going to be the only one that was going to have a shot at it, and he got there about a half a second before.
That's a great spot by Lane.
He is, to say I had no expectations for Lane Beasley as a kicker is probably an understatement. And he's exceeded. He's been really good.
It's not only as a place kicker, but as an onside guy. Because he is putting those in very hard-to-hit places.
North Bullitt will have it on the 37-yard line of their own, first down and 10. But the thing is North Bullitt's last drive, they could do whatever they want. Dorsey to pass, throwing over the middle, intercepted by Grayson County. Ethan Mudd has it. He's to the 40, to the 35, and he's brought down to about the 32-yard line. That works as well.
Yeah.
Ethan Mudd's first career interception, and then is another $50 donated by Sheriff Norman Chaffins to the Cougar football team. He's now up to $350.
That'll probably be the easiest interception he ever has either. That was right in his lap.
It couldn't have gone out and said, hey, you want this?
That was basically a handoff at that point.
And in a weird way, those are sometimes the hardest interceptions to have.
Because you're thinking about them. The other ones, they just kind of happen. Your reflexes take over, and you don't think about it.
Grayson will have it on the North Bullitt 33-yard line. First down and 10. Chaffins in the gun. Hanshaw to his right. Will pass again. Chafin steps up, floats it over the middle for Van Meter again. Great catch at the 10-yard line. Slung down to about the 6. Jaron Van Meter. Big play of 27 yards.
And if they are gonna keep running man on you, take your best receiver against their best. Not even against their best, because I don't think there's a guy on that field that can cover Jaron.
Trips to the left side. Hanshaw to the left. They give it to Hanshaw. No, it's kept by Chaffins, running left side, and probably not the right decision by Colby. He was wrapped up by 3 defenders. Hunter Puckett was one of the first men in there. And sometimes that happens as a read.
It was the right read at first, but whenever he went to pitch, the guy jumped. And since that's kind of a bubble read, and you're throwing you're your best bet. That was a smart play by him, honestly, just to take the sack and not throw it at his stomach and result in a pick. Because you're because you're at the, what are you, 7-8? You got, honestly, it's 4-down territory for me.
Oh, without question. 2nd down and 8 for Grayson County. Go in the I formation.
Yeah, the last time you got in the I, you just ran them over.
Give it to Hanshaw. He comes here towards the near side, inside the 5.
Hold.
Penalty flag comes in. At this moment, he's down at the 1-inch line, but
I didn't like that call.
This one looks like it might be coming back.
There were a couple, I didn't really like that one. Depending on who it's on.
They're talking it over right now.
I wish we had a number, because if it was on who I think they threw it on, that's not the right call, but I could.
Who did you think they called it on?
I thought they called it on a right tackle over here.
Woosley?
Yeah. But I didn't.
It is a hold. We don't have the numbers.
Yeah, I wish we did. But it could have been something on the inside that I didn't see.
And it'll bring the ball back to the 18-yard line. And
well, as a quarterback, this is easier for me. That's more room to pass.
And Colby's last 2 passes are 2 of the best passes he's thrown. Really, his last 3, because he hit Jaron down the field as well. He's throwing the ball really well. Kenton Cornwell into the game. He shifts to the left side of the line.
And they're back in zone now, so you got to be careful.
Chaffins. Misdirection as they're going to give it down here to the near side and trying to turn the corner is Van Meter. He's to the 15, to the 10, to the 5, and he's brought down high as he gets down to about the 4-yard line. We hadn't seen the triple reverse much, but it works.
Hey, I love to see a quarterback lead blocking.
And listen, Colby's a big kid.
Yeah, he'll lay it. I've seen him in practice try to hit, on that play.
He played linebacker. That's
yeah.
And he not only played linebacker, he was a darn good linebacker, too. He was probably the best defensive player last season before he got hurt. In the eye, third down, and
Nobody
penalty
was
flag
set.
comes in, and
Wasn't set.
that's going to be a false start.
And that's on him. You gotta make sure everybody's ready.
Move back to the 9-yard line. Bring up third down and goal from the 9.
And that's hard. I mean, you get up there, you see something you like, you want to get ready and go, but you got to make sure everybody else is set too.
I'll be interested to see here if it stays third, if they don't get any yards on this play. Give Lane Beasley a shot. Be interesting.
Yeah, I think it depends what happens on this play.
Cornwell and Chaffins to the left side.
But
no one down here to the near side. It'll be the I formation for Chaffins. Handshaw, the deep back, Van Meter, the blocker, and that's going to be getting somebody to jump off sides, and that'll work as well.
Yeah, that
Just
penalty
negates
never
the
happened.
penalty.
Yeah.
Now third down and goal from the 4. You got an
It's
entirely different
definitely
range
two plays.
of
It's
plays.
definitely 2 plays. Yeah, if you don't lose any.
I think run Handshaw here, right?
Yeah, if Dre came back there.
I hope so. He's in at left tackle, so they're not.
I think that's probably where he's better at.
Let the big boy eat. That's what I say. And we're going to have a timeout taken here by Brian Jones with 9:21 left in the first half of play. Grayson County leads 14-6 here in this game. Want to invite you to make sure you stay tuned at halftime today. We have a very special guest, Shannon Cates, the principal at Clarkson Elementary. Of course, this week we have to go to Clarkson, because it's Clarkson Honeyfest this week. And I know I live in Clarkson, and it's the Honeyfest just takes over down there. And the parade is legitimate, and it's good. And I know they're very happy to have really good weather. And who knows, maybe some people are walking around the Honeyfest right now, locked in and listening to us here on K105 Digital Productions, K105 app, 104.9. We've got all of the different ways for you to listen and join us here on this coverage today. And luckily, Kayla, we haven't had up a wall separate us today. On Sunday, we go into separate ways as our NFL teams go up against one another.
I don't even have faith in mine, so.
Well, as long as I can make sure Joe Burrow's calf is okay, we'll be okay.
We've looked like the little Giants.
You're not the Broncos defense, though.
Well, yeah, that's. Our defense ain't bad. Our offense is miserable.
Third down and goal from the 4-yard line. Under center goes Chaffins. They scoot up the I formation. Handshaw, left side. He runs into a man. Nice tackle going down low. Coming in to make it was Hunter Puckett. We've called his name a couple of times, and it's down to the 3-yard line. 1 yard of the run for Handshaw. Brian Jones is going to keep the offense out onto the field. What are you thinking here?
I think you can get the perimeter on them because you've done that on the 2-point conversions. You just got to be careful not to hold.
Kenton Cornwell into the game. Jaden Kinney is a near blocker to the near side. Grayson Chaffins all alone to the left side. In the shotgun formation, Van Meter to the left of Chaffins. Handshaw to the right. 4th down and goal from the 3. Handoff. Van Meter, right side, runs over a man into the end zone. Touchdown, Cougars. 8:31 to go in the first half, and Grayson County has opened up their lead to 20-6.
Good call. Everything's been going to Caden. Fake it his way, give it right back to Jaron. And as of now, Jaron's having a pretty good case for offensive player of the game.
No question about that. Lane Beasley on to attempt the extra point. Good snap, good hold. The kick is long enough.
It's good.
And he put it through. Grayson County has a 21-6 lead, 8:31 to go in the first half. This is Cougar football on K105.
The doctor said I had a 29% chance to find a blood stem cell donor. But I knew you were out there. And when we matched, it was the best day ever. Dear donor, your blood stem cells saved me from leukemia. Thank you forever and ever and ever.
Experience the true joy of saving a life at BeTheMatch.org.
Jaron Van Meter, a 3-yard rushing touchdown, and Grayson County has a 21-6 lead with 8 minutes and 31 seconds left here in this quarter. We touched on a little earlier, Kaylor, that Grayson County couldn't make the Eagles pay after their first turnover. They do this time.
Oh, yeah, and it was a pretty quick turnaround, too. So, I mean, that's good to see.
21-6, Lane Beasley on to attempt the extra point, and he kicks it on the ground. On the bounce, it's picked up at the 34-yard line, scurrying up the near side of the field and getting it up to about the 40. And running that ball was Trevor Ernspiker, the junior. And that's where North Bullitt's going to take over. Their drives today, fumble, touchdown, interception, and those 2 turnovers both came on the first play of the drive.
Well,
so they have really been boom
or bust. Yeah, I mean, that's about as good of a definition you can give for boom or bust. But if you can keep forcing turnovers like this, it's going to be a long night for them. But here comes that heavy formation that they ran the quarterback sweep out of last time, so I would be looking at it again.
Dorsey in the gun, rolls out to the far side of the field, runs behind his blockers, but Grayson County blows it up. Weston Green in there first.
And that's a great job by setting the edge, and then Weston does a really good job staying flat down the line and letting the line take him to the play.
And that, you can't coach it much better than that for Grayson County, and I'm sure Kevin Embry's probably saying,
where's that been?
Yeah, where was that about
2 series ago?
It's a loss of about 5 yards on the play, back to the 38-yard line. Second down and long. Dorsey fakes the handoff, looking to throw up the far side. No one there. Grayson Chaffins went chasing after as it was intended on the play for Puckett, but he overthrew him by about 10 yards.
It's really good coverage.
And Chaffins did the right thing, too, as the safety coming over.
I mean, we both had a man for a man, and then we had an extra free safety being over there.
How about Brian Jones there? The ball came down to him and throwing off the arm.
I mean, he'll brag about it. Trust me.
Best arm on staff?
What?
Has he got the best arm on staff?
No, we can give him a run.
What about you? I know you're not officially on staff, but
I let my gang back it up for me. I don't talk about it.
I respect it. 3rd down and 15, 7:45 to play. Rolling out to the near side comes Dorsey. Keeps his eyes up the field. Throwing. Intercepted by Van Meter to the 45, to the 40, 35, 30, and he runs out of bounds at the 28-yard line.
I feel bad for Norman. He's going to be running out of money after this.
That is $100 now donated by Sheriff Chaffins tonight. It's up to $400 on the season. And 4 drives for North Bullitt. That is the 3rd turnover.
And I was down there in the defensive back huddle before the games, right before I came up here, and Coach Jones told them, you're going to have your chances. They're turnover bound, and they said they're going to have to take their shots, and it looks like the defense listened.
Now, if you're this offense,
capitalize.
Make them pay.
Yes, put it away. Your defense is giving you golden field position.
Carroll and Chaffins and Van Meter to the left side, but Van Meter's kind of an offset, almost in a tight end position.
Yeah, it looks like you got man again.
Kinney down here to the near side. Chaffins in the gun. Rolls out to the far side. They give it to, that is to Van Meter. It's almost looking like McLean County there, as Van Meter was almost a wingback, and he tried to sweep down here to the near side on a sweep. They handed it to him, and North Bullitt wasn't fooled to pick up a 1 yard.
That looked more like a draw, kind of like a rollout. Get your back coming back the other side. Not really a reverse because it's designed to hit inside.
I like Brian Jones going in kind of necessarily bag of tricks.
These were all put in this week.
I was going to say, these are all different plays.
And I'm still waiting for one to be called.
Ooh, now I'm excited.
Yeah, and the way we've passed it, I would expect it to hit pretty soon if they start to get really aggressive up front.
Trips to the left side, one here to the near side. In the gun goes Chaffins. Hanshaw as a blocker. Chaffins steps up, throws to Van Meter, and it is incomplete. Van Meter in double coverage.
He's got to read that.
In there on coverage was Racer, and it's incomplete.
He's got to read that. That's cover 3. The corner sank underneath the corner. You got to take your hitch.
And 3rd down and 9 here for North Bullitt, or for Grayson County, rather, against this North Bullitt defense. And Grayson County is now in no man's land as they lead at 21-6. And we're going to have a timeout. Excuse me, a timeout on the field taken by the Cougars.
No, it looks
or
like
an injury. An injury for North Bullitt, I see. It was the cornerback that was down in coverage.
I don't know if that, is that 4 or 9?
That is 3. Reeser. Jaden Reeser, the senior, 5'10", 150
I think he's
50
okay.
pounds.
Might just tweak something.
He went up and made the play on the ball, too. You never land wrong.
Yeah, you can land a tweak an ankle. I've done that before. You can play on it. It just doesn't feel great.
It's one of those things, that, too, you got so much adrenaline pumping, too.
Yeah,
that
it'll feel really bad tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
But tonight, it won't feel horrible.
Especially if you're a North Bullitt fan and you come back and win. It feels even
you
better.
don't feel anything, and then you wake up tomorrow and you're like, oh.
That's right, I did do that.
I forgot I did that.
See, Kayla, when you get old like me, you wake up that way, and even when you didn't do anything.
That's how I feel right now.
3rd down and 9 for Grayson. 6:43 to go in the first half. 21-6.
Jaron has to realize he has nobody over top of him.
Trips to the left side. Chafins to pass. Setting up a screen. It's complete to Hanshaw. He turns to the 25. Outside. Goes to the 20. He has a blocker in front of him to the 15. 10, 5. Touchdown, Grayson County. The screen works to perfection.
Who did that?
And there is a penalty flag on the play.
Whoever did it was a bonehead.
It's the penalty flag is thrown at the 15. Brian Jones hot on the sideline. I don't know if he's yelling at the officials or if he's yelling at his team.
Well, I saw it because it's a good call.
It was a hold?
Oh, it was more than a hold. I mean, he threw him.
Who was it?
I think it was either Weston or somebody. But I don't know why. The play is in the end zone.
And that's exactly what Brian Jones is saying.
The play was in the end zone. It should be a dead foul.
I mean, you can see Brian Jones.
It should be a dead ball. Personal foul. That I don't like.
Personal foul.
Yeah. If it's a personal foul, then it should be after
targeting.
The play. That's not targeting. He threw him.
He did. Didn't he say targeting?
Yeah,
And now we're going to have a timeout taken by Grayson County.
If it's a targeting, not really a targeting, but if it's...
Because I saw the official...
I saw what happened to when the flag came out. He had crossed the plane, which makes it's a dead ball at that point.
And right now, Brian Jones is talking to the officials right now. And he's probably wanting a little bit of an explanation as well. And Jones is letting him have it.
Yeah, this was where I would not be a very fun coach. Because I know the rules.
As it is 21-6 with 6:31 to go here in this first half of play. Grayson County had scored to make it 27-6. And Jones has now put the headset back on, which is probably his way of saying...
I don't want to talk to you anymore.
Exactly. And he's still letting whoever the penalty was on have it. He was talking, it looked like more towards Sawyer Drake. I'm not sure if that was the play
No,
that
it
had
wasn't Sawyer. Because I think it was Weston. Because I saw Sawyer grab Weston after he did it and shake him like, what are you doing?
Mm-hmm. And that's going to push the ball back to the 30-yard line. So it's going to end up being a negative 2-yard play when it should have been a 28-yard touchdown.
And that's, as a senior, you don't do that.
And here's the thing, too, is it wouldn't necessarily been a dagger, but it would have been an early big-time knockout punch. I mean, there is a ton of time left in this game.
And if you end up losing this game...
Circle that play.
There's going to be people in the locker room not very happy with you either.
But here's the biggest thing is it's done. You can't change it.
Make up for it.
Exactly.
Because we saw Mason do that last week.
He did. With about a 24-yard catch and run.
Mm-hmm.
Looks actually more like 3rd and 10, or 1st and 10, they're going to say. Pass complete to Chafins on the screen to the 30, to the 25.
And
another penalty flag comes, and Chafins is going to be slung down to about the 15-yard line, but this one's coming back. So it's
first down.
It is first down. Because technically the play was after the first down. We're going to have to see how this goes. And now that a penalty flag has been thrown by the head official, it looks like a Grayson County player might have said something to the official. As the head official threw his hat after the play.
No, this is disastrous.
And Brian Jones has one timeout left, and he just took one, but I think I'd take another one.
Don't make it bad or worse.
Unsportsmanlike conduct called against Grayson County. And see, the thing is, both of those penalties will probably be impacted.
Because one of them
this will be first down and a long way to go. That's the thing. This Grayson County team has done a good job at keeping their heads on their shoulders, and it's something Brian Jones prides himself on. This is going to go all the way back to the 47 of Grayson County. So it turns out to be a 23-yard penalty. This is where, too, one of those seniors in the huddle needs to step in
Well,
and
the
say,
problem is the last 2 plays have been by your seniors doing that.
And heck, even if it's Caden Hanshaw, the freshman, needs to step up and be like, hey.
Dude, you took away my touchdown.
Yeah. And Grayson probably saying you took away
20
yards for me. Got to keep your heads on your shoulders. That's what good teams do. Hanshaw run to the 50 and almost broke a tackle as he crosses the 50-yard line. He's down to the 47. About a 6-yard pickup there on the run for Caden Hanshaw, and it'll bring up second down and, really long here. Maybe 27. Yeah, 27, I think is the. Or. Yeah, I'm just going to say second and long. That's a lot of math, Kaler.
Yeah.
27. I think I was right there.
That's honestly not horrible. I mean, it's a long way away, yeah, but I mean, you've been hitting big plays.
Kenny down here to the near side is. They got 3 wide receivers bunched together just off the line on the left side.
I'd watch a reverse pass.
Hanshaw rolls out to the left side, gets a block from Drake. Hanshaw tries to turn the corner and was hit immediately. No gain on the play to the 47 across that far side of the field. And it'll bring up third down and very long here for Grayson.
Just if you're Colby here, stay smart. The clock's kind of winding down. You're up 2 possessions still.
5:10 left in this first half of play. 21-6, Grayson County on top. This is probably, you run your screen.
Well, I think this would be a good time to run the play that
you were mentioning earlier.
Because there's 2 of them. One of them is more of a trick play. The other one's kind of designed. And I'll give you a hint. The Dolphins are in it. But out of this formation, we're not going to run the one the Dolphins are in.
Chafin's in the gun. Whistle blown and a delay of game. Here's the thing. I mean, Grayson's just shooting themselves in the foot right now.
Yeah. I mean, it's not been with a pistol either.
It's now going to make it 3rd and 32. And if you remember, Kaler, just about a minute and a half ago, there was a touchdown. And what would have made this game, put this game almost out of reach early, and now you're in danger of giving North Bullitt the ball with decent field position.
And they have a chance to work a 2-for-1.
Chafin's in the gun. Hanshaw to the right. It'll be a pitch to Hanshaw. Tries to come down this near side. He's across the 45, and he is wrapped up as he crosses the 50-yard line. 4th down and a country mile coming up for Grayson, and they'll be forced to punt. That might have been the worst offensive drive of the season for Grayson County.
Execution-wise, no.
But yeah, I mean, you can't not mention the other things.
Yeah, execution-wise, that looked really good. And then you have this extracurricular stuff.
Things that you just can't happen. Good teams don't make mistakes like that. They might happen, but
they don't happen like that.
Where it's 3 or 4 in a row.
In a row, no.
Beasley gets it away. It's a punt over to that far side of the field. Takes a bounce to the 30.
Bounce.
Good Grayson County bounce. Rolls inside the 20. Continues to roll, and it's down at about the 16-yard line. Good punt of about 36 yards for Lane Beasley. And North Bullitt's offense will come out on the field. The last 2 drives, they've run a total of 4 plays, 2 of which have been intercepted by Grayson County.
I like that. Let's make it 3.
3:56 to go.
I'd say they're probably lucky they have Monday off after something like that.
Yeah, I'd probably, especially if this game doesn't end up being a win. Handoff right side, Spiker on the run, and he's wrapped up immediately after a pickup of 2 yards. You never know, after something like that, they might not have Monday off anymore.
That's a good point. I don't know who hit him, but that was a great job getting low and taking his legs out.
2-yard pickup.
Because you hit them right in those shin bones. It's not the most fun feeling thing in the world, I can tell you that.
3.5 to play in the first half. Grayson County on top 21-6. North Bullitt has the ball, 2nd down and 8 at their own 18-yard line.
That's
and
illegal.
That is a false start. There it comes.
You can't have two people going in motion at the same time.
They ran into one another in the backfield.
It's illegal motion.
Puckett and Kelly ran into one another in the backfield, and that'll drive it back to about the 13-yard line for North Bullitt. And the penalty flag, actually, it's back to about the 11, which is about a 7-yard penalty, Kaler.
Unless they didn't get it past the 16 last time, but I thought they did.
I had it written down as the 18.
It looks like they got the ball at the 16.
I don't know.
I'm not complaining.
Pistol formation. North Bullitt hasn't noticed it if it is a mistake, and now a whistle's blown.
Delay
and
game.
Delay a game called against North Bullitt.
Actually, it might have been a false start. I saw a twitch.
Delay a game. It works. The sarcastic clap has now come from the Grayson County sideline. But I think here's the thing. I mean, a lot of these penalties for Grayson.
Self-inflicted.
And they have been penalties.
Yeah, they're right. It's not like they're bad calls.
I think there was one that you were a little questionable, but you couldn't tell whether it was.
But I'll give the benefit of the doubt to the refs on that one.
Because he had a better angle.
Yeah, he had a much better angle.
So it goes back to the 6-yard line. Second down and very long for North Bullitt. Rolling out to the near side comes Dorsey. He has to get away from a man. Now he's going to step up in the pocket and have to scramble, and he bounces off of a tackler, but only picks up about 2.
That was a great job. I saw you're keeping him inside the pocket.
Drake was in there. Mudd was in there, as was Will Vincent. Was kind of the next tackler. Braden Mudd was in there as well. 2:40 left here in this first half of play. Grayson County leads 21-6. It's to the 9-yard line, 3-yard pickup. Third down and long.
Yeah, that's a good way to say it.
Maybe about 17.
Just no stupid penalties.
And if you're North Bullitt, you're probably thinking, almost keep the ball on the ground because last couple of passes have been interceptions.
And incomplete will stop the clock.
Run up the middle. Ernspiker breaks through a couple of tacklers, but Jaron Van Meter comes to break him as he crosses what was the original line of scrimmage. Brian Jones does have one timeout remaining if he wants to take it, as the clock is under 2 minutes.
I'd say take it.
And there it is.
Yeah.
Timeout was taken. I think actually Kevin Embry took the timeout as Brian Jones was all the way down on the other side talking to Colby Chaffins.
Probably getting ready for this 2-minute drill.
And it's pretty much right on the dot. 1:53 on the clock. North Bullitt will be forced to punt.
And we've been fairly successful in 2-minute drills this year.
Really, even last year as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that 2-minute offenses like running because, in a way, you don't have time to think.
No, you don't. I mean,
and
that can be a blessing and a curse.
Exactly.
Because if you're somebody that thrives off of being I'm smarter than you, I'm going to outthink you, that hurts. But if you're really good at reading a defense as a quarterback and you can identify things quickly and the defense doesn't have time to fully set up and you get the ball out of your hands quickly, you love it. It's easy completions, easy yards.
4th down and 8. Standing back deep to return this
and
at about the 44-yard line is Jaron Van Meter.
I'd expect us to kind of set up a block here, not really try and go for the punt block, more set up a return.
Bad snap. Gets it away. Not a good punt. And it's caught by one of the upbacks by Grayson County to the 20. Inside the 15. 10, 5. It's Hanshaw. Down to about the 1-yard line on the return by Caden Hanshaw.
Well,
I don't know that I've ever seen that.
If he wouldn't have caught it, he would have never heard the end of it, but he did. So, I mean.
So Grayson's going to get the ball at the 1-yard line. I don't know that I've ever seen that.
Worked.
As it was an awful punt.
Caden
might have been partially blocked. Hanshaw was blocking the gunner.
He's like,
and just ran up. It looked like a pick six.
Yeah, that's what it did.
And it pretty much did the same thing.
Here's your chance.
Sawyer Drake is in the backfield along with Van Meter and Hanshaw. Give him the ball. Chaffins under center. He gives it to Hanshaw right side. Hanshaw into the end zone. Touchdown Cougars. 138 left here in this first half of play. Grayson County leads 27-6.
Yeah, you got to reward him with the touchdown after that.
That was one of the wildest things I've ever seen.
That's up there with the pump block earlier this year.
By Grayson.
Yeah.
And I think Brian Jones is giving him a hug right now. And probably saying,
that's one of those plays you didn't think. It just happened.
Like a 2-minute drive. And Lane Beasley says, I can put that through as well. Grayson County has the lead here, 26 minute 38 to go. This is Cougar football on K105.
The governor has declared a state of emergency, and evacuation is now underway as the storm approaches. The National Weather Service has issued a warning as it monitors this storm. Includes the following counties therefore should seek.
Convoy of Hope is ready to help you prepare for the next storm. Visit convoy.org/prepare.
Are you looking for the best building materials in Litchfield? Look no further than Future Designs Building Materials. The builder's choice on Quarry Road has everything you need to build your dream home. Jim writes, I'm so glad I came to Future Designs for my new roof. The staff was so helpful and knowledgeable, and they made sure I got the right materials for my needs. Thanks, Jim. Future Designs is more than just a building materials store. Future Designs Building Materials on Quarry Road in Litchfield. FDBM.net.
Building on experience.
North Bullitt on the return, carries it up the middle, crosses the 35-yard line. And the Eagles are going to trot out here with 1:30 left in this first half of play. And this will be interesting to see here what the Eagles do.
Yeah, I mean,
because their last couple of drives have not gone well.
And that was the story last week for us, too. We had that one drive where he just looked like a floodgate that was wide open. And then we made one adjustment, and it seemed to just shut them down completely.
Ball is going to be placed on the North Bullitt 27-yard line. And they've been able to run the ball with success. Just haven't had success through the air at all. Grayson showing blitz, coming here to the near side of the field to passes. Dorsey steps it up, throws it over the middle. Another chance for a pick. Grayson Chaffins has it. Chaffins has it at the 35, setting up blockers as he crosses the 40. Gets outside the numbers to the 45 and just falls down at about the 46-yard line. Grayson Chaffins pulls down the interception, the third of the quarter for Grayson. And the Cougars will have a chance to put some more points on the board. Now you have your chance to run your 2-minute or 1:16.
I mean, everything's got to be quick, out of bounds. You can get first downs and stop the clock, but it's got to be smart.
1:16 left here in this quarter.
Because the score here is huge.
Because North Bullitt will go into the locker room absolutely deflated. First down and 10 at the 46-yard line of Grayson County. Cougars will have it. Carroll and Chaffins down here to the near side. Looks like maybe a tight end to the left side of the line. Offset I formation. First down and 10 for Grayson. And Chaffins fell down.
I think you dropped the ball.
Dropped the ball, fell down, and it'll be a loss on the play. And
yeah,
does that change this drive?
Yeah, you're not trying to push it that far anymore.
It's a loss of about 5 yards back to the 41-yard line, and take a shot here and then maybe throw a kneel down if it doesn't hit.
No, I think we have a kind of screenplay that I think could hit them hard. And this is the formation we run it out of. So
Kenny and Carroll to the left, Chaffins and Van Meter down to the near side. Chaffins steps up in the pocket, lets it fly down the seam, looking for Grayson Chaffins. He got it at the 35-yard line. Tries to get space, breaks a tackle there at the 35. He's to the 30. He gets down to the 28-yard line. 22.6 seconds. The clock does stop on the first down. Grayson has one timeout, no timeouts remaining.
Gotta make sure everybody's set though.
Chaffins snaps, has the spike coming, and a couple of players hit the deck as one of the linebackers for North Bullitt just pushed. And I mean, there's nothing illegal about what he did, but big play for Grayson. Hits down to the 28-yard line. It's about a 31-yard pickup. Bring up second down and 10 for Grayson. 22.6 on the clock. Now Grayson Chaffins came off the sideline and spiked his helmet. So I'm not sure if he's okay or what happened.
Second team for the Cougars.
Second and 10.
He might need his. He does have asthma.
He does. He might need his inhaler.
Yeah, I think that's what he just grabbed.
Chaffins sets up the screen. Handshaw hit immediately.
Well, that's on the line.
And he is slow to get up on the play. Will Grayson run another play? 13 seconds on the clock.
Yeah,
12 seconds. 10. 8 on the clock now. Chaffins trying to set up his line, getting the officials out. And again, North Bullitt runs over. That might be offsides. We'll see what this is. 5.4 on the clock. False start, I think, is what they called.
Yeah, nobody was set. That's what you got to make sure of.
Is that a 10-second runoff?
I don't know if it is in high school. It is in college and the NFL, but
and those are tough.
It's honestly not that big of a deal, though. I mean, that doesn't change.
Ball's to the 35. So you have one shot to the end zone here if you're Grayson.
Yeah.
And the clock was running after the play, which was true.
It shouldn't be running. It was after an incompletion.
I don't think the clock should have been running.
No.
The official winded it, and Brian Jones letting the officials have it right now. But regardless, Grayson County has a 28-6 lead at the half. That's what we do know, and that's really, in the long run, what matters. We'll take a break. Halftime show comes up next here on K105.
Hi, I'm Dr. Ashley Gabbard, internal medicine physician with Owensboro Health. I'd like to talk with women 40 and over about having annual mammograms, even if there is no history of breast cancer in your family. Early detection provides women a strong advantage in fighting breast cancer. Ask your primary care provider for a referral and schedule your screening online at owensborohealth.org/mammogram.
Here's a simple truth about higher education.
If pursuing your purpose, doing what you really care about matters.
If having a rewarding career matters.
If a better financial future for you and your family matters.
Then higher education matters. A brighter future is within your reach. Find out how at kyhigheredmatters.org. Brought to you by this station and the Kentucky Broadcasters Association.
When I found out my son was addicted to opiates, I didn't know where to turn. Now I know there's help, and you can call, whether you're a family member, a sibling, or the person with the addiction. And the number is 1-8338-KY-HELP. Call for the resources. They're going to help you with compassion and care and the knowledge of what's available to get you the help you need.
The governor has declared a state of emergency, and evacuation is now underway as the storm approaches. The National Weather Service has issued a warning as it monitors this storm. Move the following counties therefore should seek.
Convoy of Hope is ready to help you prepare for the next storm. Visit convoy.org/prepare.
Welcome back here to Grayson County High School, where the Cougars lead North Bullitt 28-6 at the half. Sam and Kayla are now back here joining you here in the booth. And Kayla, we do want to say that it was the right call to start the clock, and that was the downside that Grayson County had in not being able to see the clock, is the clock was to their back. But regardless, what matters the most is after a wild first half, I think is probably the word.
Yeah.
Grayson County's up 28-6, and that in the long run's all that actually matters.
Yeah, and you shot yourself a foot in the lot. I mean, and with how many times you did screw up, there should be another touchdown on the board right now. So it realistically, if not two, if you didn't make those dumb decisions. But that's reassuring to know you screwed that much up, and you're still up 22.
Because they've really had a chance to score on every single drive that they've had in this game, and have done it on 4 of them. And, I've had 6 drives, and the defense, takeaways has been the big story of the first half. Unlike something we've really seen from this team I mean, running down the offensive possessions for North Bullitt, fumble, touchdown, interception, punt that was not blocked but almost blocked and returned by Caden Hanshaw. Almost really turnover, you could theoretically call that, interception. It's not been good for the North Bullitt offense, and this Grayson County defense is continuing to do what they've been doing. We'll take a break. Coming up next is our Cougar Conversation segment. We head to Clarkson Elementary talking with our good friend Shannon Cates, hearing all about the Clarkson Honey Fest. That comes up here on K105.
No matter what you're up against, we have your back.
We are United Way.
We are neighbors
helping neighbors.
In communities around the world, when disaster strikes, we get you back on your feet.
We help children build brighter futures.
We've been here for over 135 years.
But now, our work is more important than ever.
Join us.
Join your neighbors.
Join United Way.
I'm not here to fire you up. If you're not already fired up, you shouldn't be in this room. If this victory isn't worth all you have to give, then leave. But now, right now is your chance to be a part of a victory the world will remember forever. Victory over cancer. This victory isn't just happening. It isn't inevitable.
What does hope mean?
Now is our time, your time. You may save someone you love.
Time is very precious.
Today's cancer research is tomorrow's victory. A victory that is there for the taking. Grab it. How was that?
Now that was a great halftime speech. Let's go win.
Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
Hi, I'm Dr. Ashley Gabbard, internal medicine physician with Owensboro Health. I'd like to talk with women 40 and over about having annual mammograms, even if there is no history of breast cancer in your family. Early detection provides women a strong advantage in fighting breast cancer. Ask your primary care provider for a referral and schedule your screening online at owensborohealth.org/mammogram.
Welcome back to the Halftime Show here on K105. It's another edition of our Cougar Conversations. Today we are at Clarkson Elementary with Principal Shannon Cates. It is Honey Fest week, so we got a lot to talk about with that. But before we dive into the Honey Fest, elementary school has a lot of transition for children. I mean, they come in preschool, ages 4 and 5, and they end up going into 5th grade before they drive into middle school. What is that transition like that you get to see from these kids over those years?
Well, it's really awesome when we get, and they actually can start at 3. We've had kids start on their 3rd birthday. So to have a kid from the time that they turn 3 until they go to the middle school, that's pretty awesome, just kind of to see how much they change and grow. And we have, our 5th grade students are so involved with even our younger students. And I'm like a 5th grade teacher still at heart because that was a grade that I taught and loved. But we started an ambassador program. So we have our 5th grade students who are our ambassadors, which really they represent what it means to be a good citizen, and they go and work with our kindergarten and 1st grade classrooms with specific kids, and they're kind of like buddy up with them, and they get to read to our elders, and they get to just make these special relationships with the littles, and they're like big brother, big sister. So we're really proud of that program. But to see somebody go from that 3-year-old on their birthday, like I've said, we've had them start on their birthday or the day after, and then to see, when they go to the middle school, 10 and 11, and it's sad to see them go, and they get to, see us on the buses when they come by in the afternoons, and they're always like, we want to come back. Sometimes they like the middle school, and they'll tell you too that they like the freedom they have there because we basically accompany them everywhere they go. We go to lunch in a line together, and they have a lot more freedom, and they like that. But I think that the relationships that you can build over the course of 8 years with somebody, that's just irreplaceable. So
I know when I was talking with Mark at the station about he is a Clarkson parent, about things that, what does it think about when you think of a Clarkson parent? He mentioned SOAR. And I came in and I know nothing about SOAR, so I ask you, what is Clarkson SOAR?
Okay, so SOAR is an acronym that we use to teach our students guidelines for success. So just about every morning, I try to be in the gym to dismiss our kids before the school day starts, and we start with the Pledge of Allegiance, and we talk about what it means to be a member of community. A lot of it is explaining what it means to soar, because we are Red Hawks. So the S in SOAR is succeed with hard work. The O stands for own your choices. The A stands for aspire to lead. And the R stands for respect yourself and others. And so we just kind of in unison, we'll say Red Hawk SOAR today and every day, and I'll say S, and they all respond back with, succeed with hard work. And we spend a lot of time talking about what does that really mean to work hard, and how does that lead to success, or what does it really mean to own your choices, or what does it really mean, like right now we're talking about what is a good leader. So they get to participate in that. I have 600, and I couldn't tell you exactly, it's around 630 is my student enrollment. So all of us, with the exception of preschool, are in there in the morning doing a big community meeting. We also have Miss Cook, our PE teacher. She does morning movement, so she picks the song, and she has choreographed, and all the kids dance along just from like their seats, the bleachers. So we have a good time in the morning. Just a few minutes to kind of get our day started right.
Speaking of a good time, it is Honey Fest week in Clarkson. Everything is going on just up from where we're sitting right now. Clarkson Elementary has a huge role in the Clarkson Honey Fest, something that has gone back for years. What is that role?
Well, I think that our floats that our teachers and students and parents collaborate on are a big part of what makes the parade such a great parade. We usually have really good participation with that. Most grade levels participate and do either like individual classrooms or a couple classes pair up, or just a whole grade level. So I know we're going to be represented with floats in the parade, and I think that the Honey Fest parade is amazing because of that. Not just that, but other things in the community. A lot of our kids participate in the Run for the Honey, which is, I don't know what day it was, but it'll probably be over by the time this airs. But a lot of our kids do participate in that. Friday morning, which this is going to, I know, Friday night, but we'll have a hat parade here at school. This time we had someone donate 600 or more hats. And so in our visual arts class, and we're the only elementary school in the county that has a visual arts class, just that's one of the ways that we spend our Title I funding. And Miss Ginger Crane, she had helped each student kind of do their own hat with different media in her art class. So everybody's going to get to participate in that this year. And they can still do, a lot of families do family hat, and they're almost like derby hats. But they'll come in with their bee hats, and we'll do a parade for the Honey Fest committee tomorrow. And I know they've been taking the posters down because they've already been judged, but a lot of our kids participate in the poster contest. I know you were talking about one of Alea's, and it was like a fair. I mean, they have 3 dimensions and interactive and lights and everything. So they do an amazing job on the poster contest too. So
a lot of great things are happening here at Clarkson Elementary. Make sure that since you're watching this here on Friday night, make sure you can come out after the game and see some of the events happening on Friday, and make sure you come out. Parade is 9 a.m. on Saturday, right?
Yes. The judging is at 8, yes. And so at 9 a.m. it starts. And it's a lengthy enough parade, and you're going to get lots and lots of candy.
Lots of candy, lots of fun to happen. There's rides all day on Saturday as well, so make sure you come out and enjoy the Clarkson Honey Fest. Great things happening at Clarkson. So what we'll do is we'll get back to the action here for football, and we'll take a break, as this has been our Cougar Conversation segment on K105.
Here's a simple truth about higher education.
If pursuing your purpose, doing what you really care about matters.
If having a rewarding career matters.
If a better financial future for you and your family matters.
Then higher education matters. A brighter future is within your reach. Find out how at kyhigheredmatters.org. Brought to you by this station and the Kentucky Broadcasters Association.
I'm not here to fire you up. If you're not already fired up, you shouldn't be in this room. If this victory isn't worth all you have to give, then leave. But now, right now is your chance to be a part of a victory the world will remember forever. Victory over cancer. This victory isn't just happening. It isn't inevitable.
What does hope mean?
Now is our time, your time. You may save someone you love.
Time is very precious.
Today's cancer research is tomorrow's victory. A victory that is there for the taking. Grab it. How was that?
Now that was a great halftime speech. Let's go win.
Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
Welcome back here to Grayson County High School, where the Cougars of Grayson lead North Bullitt at the half 28-6. Sam Wormley and Kayla Decker back here with you. I want to thank Miss Cates for taking the time to talk with us about the Clarkson Honey Fest and everything good that's happening at Clarkson. We'll quickly run down a quick score, too, because I don't believe we've started the 3 minutes.
No.
I think we still have the 3 minutes left. And we'll see if we can't find a score or two to bring you. The one that we really want to find is Seneca Moore, because if this result holds and Seneca wins, Grayson County is guaranteed to have either the first or the second seed in the playoffs, and the district championship game would theoretically be played here in 2 weeks. Warren East leads Allen County Scottsville nearing the half 21-0. Owensboro leads Marshall County 36-0. Running clock, about 5 minutes left in the first half of that game. Franklin Simpson on top of Glasgow 14-7 halfway through the second quarter. And let's see what else I might be able to find you as we go through in school. North Hardin leads Barron County 12-7 halfway through the second quarter. Bethlehem leads Butler County 38-0 at the half. I know, Kaylor, that one breaks your heart.
No, yeah, I'm so sad.
It seems like most of the scores we have to bring you as we're looking around. First half for Grayson, good things
Very
and
bad things.
some very bad things. But the thing that matters more than anything else is it's 28-6. And I think that Brian Jones, I'd be very interested to see how he was feeling in that halftime.
It's execution-wise on the plays have been great. It's just been the decisions that have been made were the complete opposite of that. And you're negating your great execution during the play by making a boneheaded decision after it.
Grayson County on top 28-6. Really quick, the scoring from the game. 8-yard touchdown run by Caden Hanshaw. A 3-yard touchdown run by Avery Kelly tied the game at 6. 53-yard touchdown pass from Chaffins to Van Meter. 6-yard run by Van Meter. 1-yard touchdown run by Hanshaw. And that is how we have the score right now. Second half comes up next. Grayson leads 28-6. This is Cougar football on K105.
We had an MRI, and then all of a sudden this doctor comes in and he says to us, we have the potential here for a catastrophic event.
And he looked scared.
He looked terrified. And he's like, we got to operate now. It just all changed. Life changed.
Bryce is one of the 47 children per day who are diagnosed with cancer. Today's treatments aren't enough. To watch the rest of Bryce's story, visit childrenscancer.org/story.
Connection builds community. It grows the minds of future citizens and leaders. Connection teaches. It encourages. It builds confidence. Through relationships, through partnerships, through small daily acts, through high-impact programs at all levels. Connection says together, we can.
The one thing I know about Grayson County Schools, when you get the right people going in the right direction, anything's possible.
We are GC Connected.
For the more than 1 million people living with Parkinson's disease, the Parkinson's Foundation celebrates movement at Moving Day. A movement toward life-saving resources. Movement toward advancing research and care. Movement toward a better life. We care. We fight. We move to beat Parkinson's. Move with us at movingdaywalk.org.
Connection builds community. It grows the minds of future citizens and leaders. Connection teaches. It encourages. It builds confidence. Through relationships, through partnerships, through small daily acts, through high-impact programs at all levels. Connection says together, we can.
The one thing I know about Grayson County Schools, when you get the right people going in the right direction, anything's possible.
We are GC Connected.
Grayson County is 24 minutes away from a home playoff game. But a lot can happen in 24 minutes. They lead 28-6 as we start this second half of play. Cougars will kick from left to right on your radio dial. Lane Beasley to let it away. He's done some onside kicks, and he's going to do another one, and it is caught by North Bullitt. One of the upbacks falls down with it at their own 49-yard line. Nice play made by one of the big guys. William Daubert, an offensive lineman, pulls it down, and North Bullitt's going to get good field position to start.
It's not a bad kick either.
No, it was just a good job.
Yeah, I mean, that's just a great job by the up guys.
I'm sure he might go over to Coach later and say, hey, I'm
me
an
a tight
offensive
end.
lineman. Yeah, let me go out there and catch a few passes.
I mean, we've not had success through the air. Maybe it's because I'm not out there, Coach.
North Bullitt has not had success through the air today. Kaler.
Yeah, we got a quarterback change.
It is. They are going to go, I guess, back to Durbin at quarterback. Durbin started the first couple of games of the season. They're going to hand it off to, it's kept by Durbin and pitched to the far side of the field, and Grayson was not fooled at all. So they pitched it to Kelly on that far side. Kelly ends up picking up one, gets up to about the 50-yard line.
That's how you play the option. I mean, it was perfect. 5 technique took the fullback, outside linebacker took the quarterback, and then your corner has to do a really good job of tackling out in space.
The ball's placed on the 50-yard line, second down and about long 8, short 9. As Durbin, the quarterback, now into the game, started the first 5 games, 30 of 67, 502 yards, 6 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. He's carried the ball a team high 66 times for 268 yards and 3 touchdowns. He falls down as he pitches to the near side, but big hole coming for Kelly as he crosses the 45, gets down to the 40. That'll move the chains for a first down, North Bullitt.
Got to do a better job tackling out in open space. You had him hemmed in. I mean, he made.
Because he almost lost his balance in the backfield.
That was the first time I've seen Jaron get out-athleted. He just got out-athleted.
And that's tough.
I mean, that's not easy.
Jaron is as good as an athlete as you're going to find in this district, without question. And there's some good athletes in this district that we've seen, and we haven't even seen one of the teams yet. First and 10. A little bit under 11 minutes to play in the third quarter. 28-6, Grayson County on top. Pistol formation, man shifts in motion. It's a handoff, Ernspiker on the right side, big hole. Crosses the 35, gets down to about the 33 on the run. It's about a 7-yard pickup for Ernspiker. He's one of those guys you don't want to let get momentum because he is a bruiser. And Grayson County struggled with backs like that all season.
He hits once he hits the second level, that's dangerous because, I mean, that momentum was built up. His forward movement's going. I mean, he is a Derrick Henry. I don't know if he has as lethal of a stiff arm as he does, but he's built that same way where he's going to
bowling ball,
volume back.
And you don't want a guy like that to gain momentum.
No.
In more ways than one, I mean that.
Yeah.
Both literally and physically. Kept Durbin, right side run, and he's brought down. Nice play on the outside by Kenton Cornwell. Went down low to grab the quarterback Durbin after Durbin picks up about 1 across that right side. Third down and 2 will come up for the Eagles. 28-6, Grayson County leads under 10 minutes to play in the third quarter. North Bullitt obviously in 4-down territory here.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say they're in 4-down territory the rest of the game.
Without question. Especially, this game means something. Like, North Bullitt can still host a playoff game. They're 1-1 in district play. They went out.
They hosted.
Third down and 2. Handoff right side. Ball comes out. Grayson falls on it. It was hit. Picked up on the field. Braden Mudd comes down with a loose ball, and the Cougars will have it with good field position. Ernspiker just dropped the football on the release. That's the 5th turnover of the game for North Bullitt's offense.
When you have an option team, if you hit the quarterback and the running back at the mesh point, a lot of fumbles tend to happen.
Grayson will have it placed on their own 37-yard line. And the offense in that first half of play really looked good.
Yes, besides
when they
that,
didn't look good, it was their own fault.
Yeah, I mean, execution-wise, the plays, they looked really good. It was what they did after the play that didn't look very good.
I formation for the junior quarterback, Colby Chaffins, who made some really good throws. It'll be a fullback dive for Van Meter up across the 40-yard line, gets up near about the 41 or 42 on the run there for Van Meter. You can give him about 3 yards on the fullback dive. 2nd and 7 will come up for the Cougs. Sam Gormley and Kaylor Decker here with you on what is a absolutely gorgeous late September Friday evening for football. I don't know that you could draw it up much better than this.
No.
2nd and 7. Anshaw remains the deep back. Grayson Chaffins and Mason Carroll down here to the near side. Ball placed on the far hash. 2nd and 7 for Grayson County. North Bullitt loading up the pressure up the middle, and it's a handoff to Van Meter. Comes here to the near side, gets to the 45 before being driven down by Micah Hoke. You pick up 4 yards, and you're looking at 3rd down and manageable for Grayson County. And the entire playbook is open here.
Oh, yeah, you can take a shot because I think you're in territory where you're willing
Especially your
to go
defense is playing really well.
With how well your defense has played, you're not really worried about giving them the ball on the other side of the 50.
I formation under center, Chaffins. Kept by Chaffins. Left side run to the 50. Big hole. 40, 35, 30, 25, 20. That's a house call for the quarterback, Colby Chaffins. Touchdown, Grayson County. 55 yards to pay dirt, and Grayson County leads 34-6 with 7:35 to go in the 3rd quarter.
And I might have to give Colby a shout out. He did the Ryan Tannehill finger roll as he ran in.
Colby Chaffins showing off the wheels.
I mean, and that's what happens whenever you give the ball over and over on tout. And then finally that 3 technique stepped down. Caden did a really good job of being the lead back, and Colby just, I don't think they knew he had the ball till he was about 20 yards down the field.
Good snap, good hold. Beasley's kick is long enough, but it is wide left. 34-6, 7:35 to play in the 3rd quarter. Grayson County on top. This is Cougar football on K105.
Here's a simple truth about higher education.
If pursuing your purpose, doing what you really care about matters.
If having a rewarding career matters.
If a better financial future for you and your family matters.
Then higher education matters. A brighter future is within your reach. Find out how at kyhigheredmatters.org. Brought to you by this station and the Kentucky Broadcasters Association.
We had an MRI, and then all of a sudden this doctor comes in and he says to us, we have the potential here for a catastrophic event.
And he looked scared.
He looked terrified. And he's like, we got to operate now. It just all changed. Life changed.
Bryce is one of the 47 children per day who are diagnosed with cancer. Today's treatments aren't enough. To watch the rest of Bryce's story, visit childrenscancer.org/story.
There he goes.
7:35 to play here in this 3rd quarter of play. 34-6, Grayson County on top. Colby Chaffins has a 55-yard return, and Grayson County done a little onside kick every time. This time they're going to kick it deep. It picked out. The ball comes out again, but I think North Bullitt did fall down on it
fell
this
on that
time.
one that time.
That would have been the 6th turnover of the game.
I don't know who got credit for the forced fumble that time because they ran into each other and fumbled it.
It is 34-6. Grayson County well in control of this game. But there's still there's a lot of time left. Mm-hmm. You don't want to give in.
No. You have to be aggressive, especially in the district.
Let's see who they'll go in at quarterback. It does appear that it's going to remain Durbin into the game, who came in on the last drive and started well, and then the fumble.
Yeah. That's been the story of the game. Turnovers.
5 of them for the North Bullitt offense. To pass is Durbin. Throws it off into the flat. Pass complete. Turning upfield at the 30.
Ball.
Getting to the 31. Ball comes out again. It goes out of bounds. It's a great snap, great strip as Dussel caught it, and
I mean,
was it Carroll? I think
that's how you're coached. If they're stood up, that ball's the first priority. Now, just got unlucky where the sideline was. I hate that rule. I love it on offense, but if I was playing defense, I'd hate it. Like, they lost it. It should be my ball.
7:21 to play in the game. In this third quarter of play, 34-6, Grayson County on top.
And the center just fell.
It's been that kind of night for North Bullitt.
It's been rough.
Couple of backs in the backfield. Durbin being chased back by Drake. He just floats it out to the far side. It's complete. Turning back field and running for a big loss on the play. Slung down. I mean, Sawyer Drake played it perfectly. Realized he was going to pass, kind of stepped back and played his, stuck his hands up in the air. Sawyer's a big guy.
Yeah.
Hard to throw over.
And if you're going to throw over, it's got to be a lob. I mean, there's no bullet pass that's getting over him unless you're 6'5", which you won't see many of.
Complete to Michael Richardson on the play, and it's a loss of 4 yards. Third down and long. And Kayla, that might have been one of the first completions of the game for North Bullitt. I think all of their completions have gone to the other team.
The only problem is that went backwards.
It did. Well, I mean, they had the short one on the pass prior, but that might be their only 2 completions of the game.
Yeah. No, they had the long one too, the Richardson kid.
And we're going to have, I think, to delay a game here. Dead ball, delay of game. A lot of delay of games called.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
you got to wonder if North Bullitt might have the play clocks at home. I mean, and they're used to that, but that's something you got to adjust to.
Quarterback, you got to look at well, I mean, it is kind of hard. I mean, that ref is not very tall.
He is not.
I mean, that's a quarterback's worst nightmare is a short back judge.
And he is.
But you can still see him from where you're at. You're in the gun. It's not like you're down in the eye.
The quarterback's not a very big guy either, is Durbin. Durbin to pass, rolls out to the far side of the field, looks to scramble, bounces it outside, and dives across the 30-yard line. He's moving about 5 yards short of the first down marker. Kevin Embry not happy that the contain kind of broke on that play.
Well, it wasn't the contain, it was the inside pass rush. I mean, because we contained him, he had to go inside. But that's on our linebackers.
Fourth and about 3 or 4 for North Bullitt with 6 minutes left in the third quarter. Grayson leads 34-6. Grayson County's defense has allowed 10 points or less in 4 straight games. If they can extend that today, it'll be the first time since 2010. Durbin to pass. Rolling out to the near side of the field, gets away from Drake, lets it fly down the near side, and it's intercepted again. Oh, and he dropped
that's
it.
Fine. It was 4th down.
Mason Carroll almost had the 5th pick, or the 6th takeaway of the game for the Grayson County defense.
Hey, that's a smart play. He mentioned it. It's 4th down.
And Sheriff Norman Chaffins
just got
is
lucky.
saying, thank you.
But, I mean, if you're Mason, don't let that get to you. That's the right play.
And it is a turnover on downs. And it's tough to say that to a cornerback, though. They want that pick.
They don't care. It's first instinct. Oh, ball, go get it.
Grayson's going to get good field position, placed on the 32-yard line of North Bullitt with 5:35 to go in the third quarter. Chaffins in the gun, hand shot to the left, and a timeout will be taken by North Bullitt. 34-6, Grayson County on top here. A reminder, no game next week, as Grayson County will be on fall break. And then the week after that, Grayson County will host Seneca. And if this result holds,
the district championship,
that will be a district championship game, barring Moore beating Seneca tonight, which we have not seen. I have not seen a score come through from that game.
I'm still going to consider it a district championship because if
for Grayson it would be.
Yeah, because if you win, no matter what, you're district champion.
Try to see if we can't find any scores to bring you. Edmonson County, I believe they're playing Monroe County tonight. They're down. Oh, no, they're playing Fort Campbell, rather, tonight. 11 seconds into the game, they're down 7-0 after the opening kickoff is returned by Fort Campbell. North Hardin, rather, is on top 12-7 at the half against Barron County tonight. Out of the timeout, first down and 10, Grayson County.
Got man coverage.
Chaffins and Hanshaw in the backfield. Cougars will have it at about the 32-yard line. Now Hanshaw's going to leave and shift into a slot position. Chaffins all alone, 5 wide. Plays to the far hash.
Quick. They're coming.
Zero blitz for North Bullitt. Chaffins gets away from one man, steps out of the pocket, floats it to the end zone. Van Meter in and out of his hands. It was a high catch. Van Meter just couldn't pull it down, overthrew him just a little bit.
It's a heck of a throw.
It was.
To be what, I mean, that's not easy. He was jumping and put about a 25, 30-yard seam route on a rope. If he got that down a little bit, Jaron probably catches it. And that's the benefit of the zero blitz. I mean, you make it hard on a quarterback.
Because that is very hard.
I mean, I've been back there. It sucks. I'd rather throw against 8 deep.
2nd and 10. Mason Carroll shifts in motion to the near side of the field. Chaffins will roll towards that near side. 2nd down and 10. Throwing up the near side. Wide open. Touchdown. Grayson Chaffins pulls it in. And the Cougars can bring the daggers out and put it in North Bullitt. Grayson County on top, 40-6.
We got to go for 2 to get the running clock, I think.
It would be, because it has to be 36. And the offense is going to remain on the field to try and get there. It'd be the first running clock of the season for Grayson.
I think this might be the game Colby cracked, too. He's had a couple big ones.
Chaffins to Chaffins connect for 32 yards.
And this was kind of the game I was waiting for Colby.
He's been really good today.
Where he puts everything together and he just doesn't do it in short spurts.
And we talked about that in the open. It's coming, and
it's here.
If you're Seneca, you're a little worried. Chaffins gives it to Hanshaw, who goes in. It's a running clock now for the rest of this game. 42-6. Grayson County leads, 5:22 to go. It's Cougar football on K105.
For the more than 1 million people living with Parkinson's disease, the Parkinson's Foundation celebrates movement at Moving Day. A movement toward life-saving resources. Movement toward advancing research and care. Movement toward a better life. We care. We fight. We move to beat Parkinson's. Move with us at movingdaywalk.org.
Are you looking for the best building materials in Litchfield? Look no further than Future Designs Building Materials. The builder's choice on Quarry Road has everything you need to build your dream home. Jim writes, I'm so glad I came to Future Designs for my new roof. The staff was so helpful and knowledgeable, and they made sure I got the right materials for my needs. Thanks, Jim. Future Designs is more than just a building materials store. Future Designs Building Materials on Quarry Road in Litchfield. FDBM.net.
Building on experience.
Welcome back here to Grayson County High School, where a 32-yard touchdown pass from Colby Chaffins to Grayson Chaffins puts us in a running clock situation. 42-6 is the Grayson County lead with 5:22 to go in this third quarter of play. Cougars will kick it away deep, and this has been exactly what the doctor ordered tonight.
Well, it's always a good sign when you see my dad going down halfway through the third quarter. That or a really bad sign, one of the two.
Tonight?
Yeah.
Beautiful sign.
Yeah.
Caught at the 15-yard line by
Good
Kelly
hit.
for North Bullitt, and Jaron Van Meter says, hey, remember me? Still in this game.
Yeah, he's played pretty well.
5:12 and counting to go in the game. Again, the clock will continue to run here tonight. North Bullitt will have it on their own.
And that's kind of what I expected. I think we'll keep our starters in on defense for a couple, maybe the whole rest of the third. But after that, I think we'll see subs.
The first down and 10 here for Grayson County. Or rather, for North Bullitt. The Grayson County defense, so, has been stellar tonight. One drive. You take away that one drive, and they have been phenomenal. Durbin rolls out to the far side, pitches it to that high side to Ernspiker. Nice tackle made down low by getting Cornwell.
Yeah, he's been playing really well on defense.
That was one of the questions I asked Brian Jones. As I said, this Grayson County defense might have the smallest outside linebacker combination in the state. But I said,
they've been
you probably would not trade those two guys for anybody. And he said, yeah, absolutely. And I said, the biggest thing with it is, he said, they've been small their entire lives. They've had to go up and They beat you with toughness.
Well, I mean, I remember I played junior pro with Kenton. His first practice, we run the gauntlet. He goes to tackle me, and he gets pancaked. Little kid pops right back up.
Rolls over to the far side. Durbin up that far sideline, breaks a tackle before being shoved out of bounds by Conrad Raymond.
And I'll give you a little bit of Wilkie Eagle history. I
didn't have that on my bingo card. We were going to get Wilkie Eagle history tonight.
The guy that pancaked Kenton Cornwell, Mason Miller.
Yeah, it's not somebody I'd really want to get pancaked by. First down and 10, placed on the 41-yard line. About 3:15 to go in the third quarter. Again, we are in a running clock situation as Grayson leads 42-6 against North Bullitt. I have not seen a score come through from Moore Seneca. I have to make a...
That's a legal motion.
They don't call it. And now it's a triple reverse over to the far side of the field. Space to work, first down. Reeser up that far side.
That's illegal. You can't have one guy come this way and then another in motion the other way. I mean, you can have two guys in motion at the same time, but they have to be going the same way.
It's to the 45-yard line. That is a 14-yard pickup on the play.
Maybe it's a running clock for the refs, too.
They get paid by the game, not the hour, so it doesn't matter to them how long this game lasts. First and 10 for Grayson County, or for North Bullitt. 2.5 and counting to play in the game. Durbin under center. Shifting in motion, handoff Ernspiker right side, and he is dropped for a pickup of about two. Sawyer Drake in there on the tackle. And I like what they're doing against Ernspiker since that drive that they scored the touchdown.
Stop him quick. If he doesn't have a chance to build up speed and momentum, he's not as lethal of a runner. It's whenever he gets to that second level and he can get one-on-one with a linebacker, safety, corner, that becomes dangerous.
He picks up about 3 on the play. 2nd and 7 for North Bullitt. Pistol formation for Durbin. Give it to Ernspiker again. Nice. Driven backwards. Conrad Raymond, first man in there. Will Vincent as well comes in high to drop Ernspiker for a loss. Back to the original line of scrimmage, back to the 45. They bring up 3rd down and 10. Minute and a half to play in the third quarter.
They might be getting close to a delay.
Official hadn't put the hand up quite yet.
I felt like that took a lot longer.
Best part is, since that clock continuously rolls, you can just kind of watch the play clock. To pass, Durbin, far side,
nice
complete.
Hit.
Incomplete.
And there's a hold, but there's a penalty not on us for once.
Caden Hanshaw came in to make the tackle, and it'll be interesting here to see what Brian Jones does. 4th and 10 or 3rd and 20?
I would take the 4th and 10.
I think I agree. And he's going to decline it appears.
I mean...
Well, it looks like Kevin Embry, I think, said put the penalty yardage on.
I like it. It's another chance for turnovers. Okay, no.
Okay. Holding called against the offense, and it is declined. Now I'll bring up 4th down. If Kevin Embry said put the points, put the yards on, that's a true defensive coordinator. He says, I want to keep my boys out there.
I don't know. We're going to have to hurry up if they want to get this play off.
4th and 10. 10 seconds left in the quarter and counting. Curling around, Durbin to pass, floats it near side as a receiver, and it is incomplete. So he threw it up for Reeser. In there on coverage was Mason Carroll, and that'll be the final play, a turnover on downs, and the final play of the third quarter. Grayson County leads 42-6. This is Cougar football on K105.
Are you ready to help your family get prepared for the unexpected? Here we go! Ladybug and Cat Noir know how important it is to be ready, because you never know when Hawkmoth is going to strike or a disaster will hit. And you don't need miraculous powers. Just put those planning skills you already have to good use. Make a plan that will help you and your family be ready when emergencies happen. Ready Kids can help. Get started at ready.gov/kids.
Jake Bratcher in at quarterback for Grayson County. They lead 42-6 as we start the fourth quarter of play. Ethan Mudd gets the ball on the run for Grayson. Carries across the left side for a 1-yard pickup. Jake Bratcher gets in for the second straight game, and
I mean, this is still up against their starting defense, and this is a really good opportunity for the young guys.
they actually end up saying no gain on the play. Okay, no, I was going to say it looked like one. Line judge says, hey, move that up. You got the yard.
He must have a parlay or something.
Well, it is legal in the state of Kentucky now.
It is.
Second down and 9. Bunch of new players into the game for Grayson County. Under center offset I formation for Jake Bratcher, who had a nice run last week. Didn't end up throwing a pass. Had a nice run. We'll give it to Mudd, and Mudd's wrapped up immediately. Back up offensive line. Not too good on that.
I'd say you get to see him put it in the air here, especially since it's a running clock.
To the 45, no gain on the play. And it'll bring up, actually, if they end up, okay, no. The marker on the far side said he lost 3 yards, and I got a little confused there, but it says
I was like,
loss of 1.
The near side judge who was there said he didn't lose anything. I'm getting confused.
10.5 and counting to play in the game. Grayson County going to win it. And in commanding fashion. And we're going to have a free play. Or no free play. It's going to be free 5 yards, though, for Grayson. They'll move the ball up to the 50-yard line after North Bullitt jumps off sides. Third down and 5 for Grayson County. Got about 10:05 to play in the game.
We might have a game finished before 8:30.
I didn't think we would be. I'm not going to complain then.
No. Be crazy too.
Bratcher under center, 3rd and 5. Be interesting to see what Brian Jones calls up here with the backup offense into the game. Bratcher pitches it to Stephen Lee. Tries to get around the edge. He does. Breaks a tackle to the 50, and he's carrying tacklers, and it looks like he's going to be about a yard or two short. What a run by Stephen Lee. As he gets it to the 46. He needed the 45. 4th and 1. And it can keep the offense on the field.
Let's pull the good old Philadelphia Eagle tush push.
Bratcher's a big enough guy to do it, too.
Yeah, I mean, you get Ethan Mudd hitting him in the back.
Or Sawyer. Get Sawyer in there.
I think Colby Chaffins and Matthew Phillips think they're coaches right now. They both got headsets on.
Oh, I see them down there.
I don't know if they're turned on.
They might have said they're turned on. They're just talking to themselves right
now.
Or on a different channel. 4th and 1. North Bullitt jumps off sides, and that works as well.
Yeah.
Free 5 yards. Grayson leads 42-6. 8:40 to go in the game. That's about 3 or 4 offsides on the North Bullitt defense today.
Yeah, I mean, there's 2 to this drive.
They had 1 earlier.
Mm-hmm. They had 2 earlier.
That's right, so I think that's 4.
Yeah.
And those are things, too, that those are just mental mistakes.
Yeah, I mean, you're looking at the ball. Nobody can move.
Because that was the nose. I think it's been the nose guard almost every single time.
Nobody can move until that ball moves. So, I mean, if you're jumping when somebody says go, you're just not
disciplined. If you're an edge trying to, like a slot corner blitz and you beat it sometimes, that almost happens. You just mistime the snap.
You timed up the cadence, and they just went on 2 that one time.
Hand off Lee. And he has maybe a pickup of about 2 yards as he goes down to about the 40-yard line on the run. Stephen Lee in that scrimmage against Hopkins County Central, we talked about it, I think, last week, had about a 55-yard run for a touchdown that ends up getting actually 2 yards down to the 39. That to say he wasn't touched would have been an understatement. I mean, Stephen Lee is a quick guy. He's shifty, he's quick, and he could be a really good. I mean, he
is a really good athlete.
Yeah, he is, and he makes some good plays on special teams.
Mm-hmm.
And he's had his moments on defense as well where he's played really well.
Well, he's somebody I'm really excited to see next year.
That sophomore to junior jump is a big jump. Pitch near side. Lee turns upfield at the 40 to the 35. There's the speed and that little burst there as he gets down to the 31.
That's something you'll see a lot of really good backs do is they hit that one cut and they're vertical.
And that could be huge too because Caden can break the big one,
but he's a patient, methodical runner.
Whereas Stephen Lee's the guy that says, I'm going to go.
There's a hole, I'm hitting it.
And both are great.
Yeah, so potentially next year you could have 3 very different backs.
Matthew McAllister hops off, putting no pressure on his left ankle. Hopefully he's okay.
He's putting pressure. It's just
I guess he is now. When he was hopping off, he was not putting any. He was just hopping on one leg. 6:20 to go in the game. 42-6. Grayson County leads. And false start called against Grayson. It's called against.
Looks like Robinson.
Braden Robinson called for that. And that'll move things backwards. I mean, if Grayson plays this the right way, too.
You can end it.
You can end it. North Bullitt won't need to touch the ball again. And with that, too, then your defense, 5 straight games allowing 10 points or less for the first time since 2010.
I wouldn't be surprised if he puts the starting defense back on if they get the ball back.
I don't know if he knows that that's a stat, but that's impressive. Pitch Lee. Crosses the 35, goes to the 30, breaks through a tackle, crosses the 25. Stephen Lee with a nice run for Grayson County. Showing off the speed, gets about 15 yards. Listen, you better believe Brian Jones. He'll make notes of this.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's something we don't really have is somebody who sees a hole and gone. I mean, because Caden likes to let his blocks develop, which there isn't definitely nothing wrong with that, especially as a freshman running back, which you rarely see.
It's hard to get players that will want to do that.
Yeah, but Steven's, raw athletic abilities, it's unreal.
Lee on the handoff up the middle. And that's probably where he can improve a little bit more, is running in between the tackles.
Yeah, and that's where your patience is going to show more because you have to let those blocks set up. Linebackers will over-pursue sometimes, and you can jump cut and get outside. But he's only a sophomore, and he's not the running back that Hanshaw is yet because, truthfully, Hanshaw is older than a freshman because he took that COVID year. But that's something he'll really improve on, I think, in that sophomore to junior leap.
And, I mean, if you had a foot race, is he the fastest player on the team, Stephen Lee?
Him or Brett Butler?
Yeah, Brett Butler is Brett's a track runner, too.
Yeah, Brett's out right now with the shoulder. That's somebody I'm really excited to see next year, too.
2nd and 8 for Grayson County. Handoff Lee, lowers the shoulder, crosses the 15, gets down to about the 13 on the run. About a 5-yard run there for Stephen Lee. 4 minutes to go in the game. About 3:45 and counting. Grayson leads 42-6. Grayson will improve to 6-1 on the season. 5-game winning streak for this Grayson County team. Now, we talked about that with the defense. That 2010 team started off the year allowing 2 points through the first 6 games. So technically, the defense allowed 0.
Yeah.
And Kaylor, I might not be a football expert. I think that's pretty good.
Yeah, whenever you're not giving up any points, it's very, very hard to win. The Broncos could probably take a lesson or two from that.
Run right side, carrying it inside the 10-yard line. Was that a keeper?
Yeah.
It was kept by Bratcher.
Counter gap.
About a 5-yard pickup.
Should be a first down, too. Yep. No chains. I mean, you should be able to... now that there's no first down, you can't bleed it all the way, but you can get it very, 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 very close.
About 2:45 to go in the game. Now, the team that scored 2 points that year, Kaylor, was Todd County Central.
Oh.
Coached by...
Brian Jones.
I'm sure we'll have to make sure we let him know that in postgame. In the gun, we'll go Bratcher.
Let him know his offense didn't do very well that night.
High snap kept by Bratcher, and he's drugged down at the 7 and driven backwards. But as you mentioned, Kaylor, that's really not the worst thing.
No, you don't really care at this point. You get 4 plays no matter what. And, you're averaging – you can take off 30 to 40 seconds a play. you're going to be able to almost run this whole thing out.
Grayson County 6-1 on the year. They have pretty much clinched a playoff spot. I'm going to try and refresh here and see if I can't have the Moore-Seneca final. I have yet to see one come in. We'll make sure to bring it to you when we hear it.
If we hear it.
Correct.
Because Seneca's game last week.
Took them a while to put it in. Minute 40 to go. I formation. Bratcher under center. Pitch to Lee. Near side. Goes and brought down at about the 6. About a 1-yard run there for Stephen Lee. Here's the thing for this JV defense. This will be the 13th play of the drive.
I mean, that's
and
this
drive started at the start of the quarter.
Mm-hmm.
You're looking at and I know it's a running clock, but it's an 11-minute drive.
Still 13 plays would have took off 8-9 minutes in a regular situation.
1 minute to go in the game. Grayson County leads.
You might be able to end it.
They would?
Yeah. That or give them 15 seconds.
To go what would be the length of the field. But let's get JV a chance to punch a touchdown.
But they'd have to have time to get everybody on and off.
And, well, no, I mean, if you score here, it's over because the clock doesn't stop for a touchdown. Let's see what we can do here. Bratcher under center. They would not have to snap it again. This would need to be the final play of the game. Bratcher rolls out to the far side. They're going to let him pass. He's scrambling, and he's brought down for a big loss on the sack back to the 25-yard line. That will do it, though. Grayson County is going to, for the most part, clinch a home playoff game for the first time since 2014 with a dominating 42-6 win against North Bullitt today. What a performance for this Grayson County team. The clock will run down. 5 seconds on the clock as it continues to roll. Grayson County 6-1 on the year. A pure and absolute domination again.
That might be underrated.
And here's the thing. This Grayson County team, we talked with it with Brian Jones a few weeks ago. Said, what do you want this district to know? And he pretty much said, like Joe Burrow said, that we the big dogs. And you better believe that Moore's learned it. Bullitt Central's learned it. North Bullitt's learned it. And Seneca,
they're thinking it.
They're probably thinking it. We'll take a break. Grayson County wins 42-6. This is Cougar football on K105. Welcome back here to Grayson County High School, where the Cougars have defeated North Bullitt tonight by a final score of 42-6. We'll come back, jump into the fifth quarter show after this. This is Cougar football on K105.
For the more than 1 million people living with Parkinson's disease, the Parkinson's Foundation celebrates movement at Moving Day. A movement toward life-saving resources. Movement toward advancing research and care. Movement toward a better life. We care. We fight. We move to beat Parkinson's. Move with us at movingdaywalk.org.
Connection builds community. It grows the minds of future citizens and leaders. Connection teaches. It encourages. It builds confidence. Through relationships, through partnerships, through small daily acts, through high-impact programs at all levels. Connection says together, we can.
The one thing I know about Grayson County Schools, when you get the right people going in the right direction, anything's possible.
We are GC Connected.
Are you looking for the best building materials in Litchfield? Look no further than Future Designs Building Materials. The builder's choice on Quarry Road has everything you need to build your dream home. Jim writes, I'm so glad I came to Future Designs for my new roof. The staff was so helpful and knowledgeable, and they made sure I got the right materials for my needs. Thanks, Jim. Future Designs is more than just a building materials store. Future Designs Building Materials on Quarry Road in Litchfield. FDBM.net.
Building on experience.
No matter what you're up against, we have your back.
We are United Way.
We are neighbors, helping neighbors.
In communities around the world, when disaster strikes, we get you back on your feet.
We help children build brighter futures.
We've been here for over 135 years.
But now, our work is more important than ever.
Join us.
Join your neighbors.
Join United Way.
Are you ready to help your family get prepared for the unexpected?
Here we go!
Ladybug and Cat Noir know how important it is to be ready. Because you never know when Hawkmoth is going to strike, or a disaster will hit. And you don't need miraculous powers. Just put those planning skills you already have to good use. Make a plan that will help you and your family be ready when emergencies happen. Ready Kids can help. Get started at ready.gov/kids.
When I found out my son was addicted to opiates, I didn't know where to turn. Now I know there's help, and you can call, whether you're a family member, a sibling, or the person with the addiction. And the number is 1-833-8-KY-HELP. Call for the resources. They're going to help you with compassion and care and the knowledge of what's available to get you the help you need.
Welcome back here to Grayson County High School, where the Cougars have defeated North Bullitt tonight by a final score of 42-6. Sam and Kaler now joined here here with you in the booth as Coach Jones is making his way off the field. And Kaler, this, Grayson County, as I touched on when we were coming back from break, is this is the team that no one knew anything about in this district, and I think they have made 3 statements.
Yeah.
I mean, holding teams to a touchdown or less. They've now done that in 5 straight games, first time since 2010. The offense is playing as good as the offense has played in a while.
This is the best it's definitely been all year.
Oh, without.
And I think this is probably better than it ever got last year.
Yeah, no, I don't think there's any. I mean, last year you had the 3 straight with
33
Muhlenberg, Breck,
over.
and Ohio. But in 2021, you never really got consistently. I know that there were some other things that year, and in probably the start to 2020, you are rolling. But right now, this offense is rolling, and when that happens, the sky is the absolute limit for this team. We'll take a break. Talk to head coach of the Cougars, Brian Jones, after this. This is Cougar Football on K105.
Here's a simple truth about higher education.
If pursuing your purpose, doing what you really care about matters.
If having a rewarding career matters.
If a better financial future for you and your family matters.
Then higher education matters. A brighter future is within your reach. Find out how at kyhigheredmatters.org. Brought to you by this station and the Kentucky Broadcasters Association.
The governor has declared a state of emergency, and evacuation is now underway as the storm approaches. The National Weather Service has issued a warning as it monitors this storm. Move to the following counties their portion sequence.
Convoy of Hope is ready to help you prepare for the next storm. Visit convoy.org/prepare.
Welcome back here to Grayson County High School, where the Cougars have defeated North Bullitt tonight by a final score of 42-6. We're now joined by the head coach of the Cougars, head coach Brian Jones. And coach, I first want to start on I think because offense gets all of the credit usually, but your defense tonight has now held a team to under 10 points for 5 straight games, which is the longest streak since 2010. And I do want to say that in that 2010 stretch, it was 6 straight to start the year. Only one team scored any points against Grayson County during that stretch. You know who that team was?
I do. I most certainly do. It was Todd County Central, and it was a 2-point safety.
It was. But the defense.
That was my first year as a head coach, and
Coach Mark said, "Hey, welcome to coaching." Right?
Yeah. They were really good with Hunter Gary and some of those guys, and went on, I think, to win 9 ball games that year. So. Our defense is playing phenomenally. Inevitably, it's been one drive in those games. It's kind of, and here's the thing. I know Coach Embry is probably sitting over there some of these times when I'm kicking onside kicks and trying to pooch them right behind the front line to get an extra possession, and he's thinking, good grief, could you just kick one deep so we can start at the 25 or something instead of the 45 or the 50? But they come out and they respond, and they played really, really well. I think he had a great game plan for that, their scheme. And, 4 started the game, who I was a little nervous about because he's a pretty talented athlete. And we got the ball out of his hands and rallied to the pitch. And, defensive ends did a great job taking the fullback. And, we felt like in the second half they were going to probably go back to the one drive, what they were successful at. And they were moving the ball a little bit. And then, we dug our heels in the ground and 4th down and force a fumble and recover it. And, just all the way around, I think the kids are playing really well. Again, we had some sloppiness there on a possession in the first half that I don't like. I mean, I just don't. But some of it, I think is going to go with kind of that be the hammer mantra that we're looking to make contact with somebody. We're not standing and watching the play anymore. And we got caught blocking behind the play on that one that took away the screen for a touchdown. And we still got some things to clean up, but all in all, I think it was just a great effort by the kids. And 6-1, 3-0 in the district, and I know it's not guaranteed to be home yet in the playoffs, but it's pretty close to that. It's been since I think 2014 since that's happened, and I couldn't be more excited for these kids to the experience that they're getting right now. Every week is something. They're achieving something that hasn't been done here in a long time, and I hope for their sake, this is a lifelong memory that they're going to take with them out into the job force, and the work they had to put in to achieve some of these things, the sacrifices they've had to make. Again, I think those things are going to come back to them at some point in their life, and I hope they can look back on this experience, this ride we're on right now, and say, I can get through this because I've been through that. Hopefully that's the side effect of this success they're having, and man, it's awesome. I'm nervous as all get out every Friday leading up to the game.
But it's a good nervous, right?
It is. Because I just want them to be successful, and I want them to keep achieving these things. I want so bad for this district championship for them. And to be the 1 seed, and to play here the first week of November, and it just has happened so few times here. It's just I think if we keep working, we got a chance. And I like my guys, and I hadn't seen a group yet that I'd trade them for. And if they just keep battling, keep getting better, I like the run we're on. That's for sure.
Kayla and I talked in the open that we had said Colby over these past couple of weeks had been playing better and better and better, but he hadn't had he has had some good games, but he hadn't had that game. I think tonight it came pretty darn close to that. He made, I know the throw to, I thought Kayla was going to run down on the field and have to give him a fist pump when he made the throw to Jaron.
Yeah.
It's a great throw.
Man,
he's getting so much better.
He is. And we work on it every week. We talk to him. I think a big part of his game that is confidence. And he had some early confidence here. And, he was playing on a high that he hasn't played on all season long. And hopefully this carries over into next week. He just keeps building, because I told him a couple weeks ago, we're going to need to be able to throw the ball with some success, some greater success than what we're having, in order to win some big games against some good teams. And I think he does a good job in the screen game. He's getting better at that, but now he had some throws down the field tonight that I feel like were top notch. That last one to Grayson, who slipped free. We just had a little flood concept, and they tried to be man, and the corner kind of let that guy go, and Gray threw his hand up, and he threw a strike. The touchdown early to Jaron was an absolute strike, and I think that's one thing he's lacked a little bit, is some accuracy. But tonight I felt like, I don't know what he was as far as statistics, but he made some really, really nice throws tonight. And if we keep building on that and marry that kind of a pass game with our run game, it's just a really balanced attack. And I think that makes us difficult to defend. And then we get under center and run the option, and he takes one, 45. I think we were on the other side of the 50, maybe 60 yards on midline.
55.
For a touchdown. So I just feel like we have a lot of different angles that, that make us difficult to defend, being multiple like we can be.
I know I was asked by a radio station before the season to describe Colby Chaffins, and I said I think it was a cop-out, but he was going to be a lot better against Hancock County than he was going to be against Edmonson County. I felt like that was a cop-out, but he's doing that, and I think that was pretty much the right answer, because he might have had some early struggles, which he did, but every week you're seeing him get even better. And I think if you are an opposing team, it's got to scare the out of you,
Yeah, he's
he's built. He's got everything you want.
Yep, absolutely. I mean, he's got a strong arm. He's 6'2", 6'3". He could put on 15, 20 pounds, but that's partly because I think he grew really fast. I mean, he grew, 6 inches in a year, but he's getting better every week. I think he's learning. And, the big thing that I think is on his side is he wants it so bad. He hurts when he misses those throws, and he feels like he's letting everybody down, and he's letting that receiver down. And you see him hang his head some, and that's one of the things that we're on him about is, hey, everybody is watching you. Everybody's feeding you. All it takes is, hey, that's on me. We'll get him on the next one. You just keep running them routes that way. I'm going to get you. And I felt like tonight, he did marvelous. I mean, he avoided some pressure in the pocket, climbed in the pocket, stayed in the pocket longer than he typically does. That's an improvement. He wasn't distracted by a pass rush. I think he played a really, really nice game, and, as did every guy that stepped on the field. I mean, all the way down to that second group that came in there and went on a drive for almost the entire fourth quarter. I know it was a running clock, but, they never touched it.
Once again, next week, pressure's on you. You control it. If you win, you're district champions. You're 4-0. But I just saw the Seneca score. They were down by 10 to more.
At the half.
And
so I have not seen one come through.
And that's a team that you did beat. How can you keep it from being a trap game?
Well, I'll be honest. My biggest fear is we're going to take the next week off. And
that was going to be my final question to you is,
yeah.
Fall break can be a great thing or it can be an awful thing.
And I've done it so many different ways and been a part of programs that done it different ways where let's practice Monday and Tuesday, give them the end of the week off, or let's give them the beginning of the week off and try to come back on Thursday, Friday. And, then we've done it some years where we've practiced all the way through, and then we've done it some years where we're like, hey, let's go on vacation. And my hope is that they're willing to make some sacrifices over this break and really rest, recover, enjoy the break, but just so hungry to come back that first week that we're back and win that district championship. That this just creates a drive in them that's like, man, I got to get back. I got things to accomplish, and we've got some big things ahead of us, and I hope they're chomping at the bit that Monday we get back together on the 9th. And just can't wait for that Friday night game, and just really, really, that's my hope. And that, getting back into the routine or anything like that won't be an issue. So, hopefully everybody's smart. That's what I worry about is, they go all over the place, and, and you want to be a kid and you want to have fun and do some of these fun things. But I told them, I said, this week it needs to be about rest, relaxation, laying around maybe a little bit, recovery, but maybe not some of the crazy wild things. I hope nobody's bungee jumping or skydiving or zip lining or anything like that. I hope we're just, maybe some of them will be laying on the beach or whatever and just don't get sunburned. I told them, I said, lay under an umbrella. I said, just be smart because we've got some really, really, really big things ahead of us. And I'm excited for the opportunity. I think they're excited for the opportunity. And, we just got to keep this train chugging along.
Coach, congrats on the big win. And in 2 weeks, you get a chance to win a district championship.
Here at home. And I told them.
And I think
4 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago or whatever, I said, we need to let everybody know the district championship runs through Litchfield, and these kids have made it happen. The district championship has to come through us, and it has to happen right here, on this field. And I think that's an awesome opportunity for this group.
And I hope we have a really big crowd that night.
Absolutely.
Because these kids deserve that.
Absolutely.
They absolutely do. So, Coach, congrats on the big win. We'll talk to you in a couple of weeks.
Thank you. Go Cougars.
That's head coach Brian Jones. We'll come back, wrap it up after this. This is Cougar Football on K105.
Here's a simple truth about higher education.
If pursuing your purpose, doing what you really care about matters.
If having a rewarding career matters.
If a better financial future for you and your family matters.
Then higher education matters. A brighter future is within your reach. Find out how at kyhigheredmatters.org. Brought to you by this station and the Kentucky Broadcasters Association.
Connection builds community. It grows the minds of future citizens and leaders. Connection teaches. It encourages. It builds confidence. Through relationships, through partnerships, through small daily acts, through high-impact programs at all levels. Connection says together, we can.
The one thing I know about Grayson County Schools, when you get the right people going in the right direction, anything's possible.
We are GC Connected.
Are you looking for the best building materials in Litchfield? Look no further than Future Designs Building Materials. The builder's choice on Quarry Road has everything you need to build your dream home. Jim writes, I'm so glad I came to Future Designs for my new roof. The staff was so helpful and knowledgeable, and they made sure I got the right materials for my needs. Thanks, Jim. Future Designs is more than just a building materials store. Future Designs Building Materials on Quarry Road in Litchfield. FDBM.net.
Building on experience.
When I found out my son was addicted to opiates, I didn't know where to turn. Now I know there's help, and you can call, whether you're a family member, a sibling, or the person with the addiction. And the number is 1-8338-KY-HELP. Call for the resources. They're going to help you with compassion and care and the knowledge of what's available to get you the help you need.
Welcome back here to Grayson County High School, where we do have a big final score to bring you. Gotta give a shout out to my guy, Dalton Godby from WDRB, big Western friend of mine, and he's covering the game tonight, and I just shot him a message and said, hey, what's the score? And my timing couldn't have been more perfect, because he said final, Moore defeats Seneca 10-0. Now, first off, let's just kind of go one of these timeout. That makes things a little bit interesting.
Yep.
But like we talked about, Grayson County beats Seneca next week. It's done. But if Seneca wins,
three-way tie.
Then you're running into the potential of a three-way tie. So, and that is where we would go into RPI and so on. And we got to do some calculus and get out our abacus. And we're going to make our camera operator, Eli Smith, he's going to have to break out his graphing calculator. And we don't need that.
No.
It's going to get dangerous if we have to do that. So you're just thinking Grayson County wins in 2 weeks. They're the 1 seed. They're hosting. It doesn't matter.
Let's make it simple.
But that does make things interesting, because if the opposite result would have held, then
guaranteed.
Then it would have been a guarantee for a home playoff game. But that's why you play the game. You never really know what could happen. Kaylor, before we forget, as we're wrapping up, the final score tonight was Grayson County 42-6. We do have to hand out our Grayson County Sheriff's Office Norman Chafin's Player of the Game. The winner gets a challenge coin. And this is a tough one, so I'm just going to let you make the decision, because I don't know.
Well, people might think it's quarterback biased, but it's just the improvement that he made in, honestly, just a week, because the way he looked tonight compared to last Friday was tenfold, and that has to go to Colby Chaffins.
Colby Chaffins is our Sheriff Norman Chafin's Grayson County Sheriff's Office Player of the Game for the second time this season. And listen, we could have easily given it to Jaron, Caden. Grayson made a couple of good plays. I mean, it's if we had 11 coins to give out, we'd give it to the entire offense, because they deserve it after that. I mean, you take away the one drive, and same thing with the defense. Take away one drive, and this game was maybe the best game Grayson County's played all season.
I don't even think it's maybe. I think it is.
It's just you have those mistakes, and again, it's the same thing we talked about last week, is there are mistakes, and you run and clock the team.
Yeah. That's...
Gives you goosebumps.
Yeah.
Gives you goosebumps. So in 2 weeks, Grayson County will play Seneca here at home in the district championship game. It won't technically be that.
It's a championship for us.
It's a championship. Grayson County will be the only team to win the district have a chance to win that district championship that night, because technically Moore will have another district game, or both of them would have another district game after that, because they kind of give each team a bye in district play each week, and Grayson gets the bye the last week of district play. So that's where Grayson goes to Breck, and at that point Grayson County will have their record, and if you're 4-0, nobody can beat that.
Yeah, nothing else can happen.
The scoring from this game, an 8-yard touchdown run by Caden Hanshaw was how we got started. A 3-yard touchdown run by Kelly tied the game up at 6 in this game. And then Grayson County just blew the doors open. 53-yard touchdown pass from Colby Chaffins to Jaron Van Meter. And then here you go, your next drives. Interception. 6-yard touchdown run by Van Meter. Interception by Van Meter. Then it was that bad drive.
Yep.
Punt.
That weird
punt that was blocked. Not blocked, but kind of like blocked and intercepted, and I don't even know how to describe it. Hanshaw touchdown run, interception by Grayson Chaffins, end of the quarter, fumble recovery, 55-yard touchdown run, turnover on downs, touchdown pass, turnover on downs, end of game.
Yep.
Art.
Yeah.
It's the only way we can describe it. That'll wrap up our coverage here tonight. Again, no game next week, so 2 weeks from tonight, 6:30 p.m. here at Grayson County High School. Come out, support this team. Like you heard Coach Jones say, they deserve it. And, Kaylor, it means something as well that when they run out and there's a full house.
People there, yeah.
Because it brings the energy. And this, if any team in Grayson County recent history has deserved it,
it's them.
They deserve it. Come out. And even more importantly, it's senior night.
That's huge.
Come out, support these. This is a great group of seniors.
They have a chance to make their last regular season game on this field, one that makes history.
It is. Something that hasn't happened very often at all. So that'll wrap up our coverage here tonight. I want to thank the K105 Digital Productions crew for their hard work. Your camera operators were Eli Smith and Abby Howlett, and your director was Trey Cook. So tonight, where Grayson County dominates North Bullitt by a final score of 42-6. For Kaylor Decker, this is Sam Gormley saying, so long, everyone.